Looking for future leaders we can trust and believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It begins by making their grades and being on time for practice. It includes learning to listen, following directions, accepting responsibility, being a good role model. And it's about respect for officials, opponents, the rules, and each other. The result? It transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. High school sports. There's so much more than just a game. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
I am Kevin, and I'm from Idaho Falls. It's important for the disabled to be vaccinated because of COVID. I chose to be vaccinated because I didn't want to be sick or in the hospital. Getting the vaccination, my experience was painless and worth it. It was a very wise choice.
Dear Freedom, here's to more miles driven, more dollars saved, and more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Yours, Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
Folks, I've got good news and bad news. Bad news? You just took that selfie with poison ivy. Good news? Someone gets to use their coverage from Your Health Idaho. Quality coverage for as low as $0 a month.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Welcome to the Ryerson Family Backyard Games. There will be obstacles to face and challenges to overcome. Are you ready?
Idaho High School seniors graduating next spring are eligible for up to $8,000 in grant money for career training and education through Idaho Launch. Funds can be used to cover the cost of apprenticeships, job training, community college, and university programs that lead to in-demand careers. Students choose their own path, and Idaho Launch helps pay for it. Funds are limited. Apply today at nextsteps.idaho.gov/launch. Idaho Launch. Support in every direction.
This is not what I asked for.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Give the gift of college savings this holiday season with Ideal, Idaho's 529 college savings program. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
I love it. Thank you.
College costs money.
Welcome to this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2023 Idaho High School Football Playoffs, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department and Ideal, Idaho's college savings program. Additional coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter. the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Valleywide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, Your Health Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers. Tonight we come to you live from Thunder Stadium, where the Skyline Grizzlies will take on the Hillcrest Knights in this 4A semifinals matchup. Both teams have come out, fans cheering, both sides almost filled up, Hayden, for this 4A semifinals matchup. It's great to have you with us. My name is Joel Richardson, and I'm joined by Snake River's proud and finest, Hayden Lee.
Oh, happy to be here, Joel.
Like I said, fans almost filling both sides. Of course, the Hillcrest side is the home side, so a little bit harder to fill sometimes when it's so big. Skyline nice and full here on the side where we're sitting. We'll take a quick break right now for the national anthem, as it is also Veterans Day weekend. Want to celebrate all our veterans and, of course, celebrate our nation. And we'll do that right now. Take a quick break. We'll be right back.
This is not what I asked for.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Give the gift of college savings this holiday season with Ideal, Idaho's 529 college savings program. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
I love it. Thank you.
College costs money.
Folks, I've got good news and bad news. Bad news? You just took that selfie with poison ivy. Good news, someone gets to use their coverage from Your Health Idaho. Quality coverage for as low as $0 a month.
Idaho isn't your average state, and we are not your average people. We're not afraid to jump feet first, and we see the world a little differently. We know the importance of slowing down and the value of catching up. When we're not busy getting lost, we're looking out for one another. Our whitewater is aggressive, but our driving is not. We know all about taking chances, but we also know our limits. We drive safely because we care. It's who we are.
Welcome back to the 2023 Idaho High School Football Playoffs on IdahoSports.com. Joel Richardson with Hayden Lee. Hayden, so far, Hillcrest and Skyline taking care of business here in the playoffs.
Yeah, we've got a couple of teams that are coming into the playoffs, both playing really, really good football. Hillcrest obviously is undefeated. They're coming into this game, I believe, 11-0, which is really, really impressive. They've had an awesome season, one of the big surprises of the year. Cruised through both of their playoff wins. They played Canyon Ridge and Skyview and really weren't tested in either of those games. Started a little slow against Skyview, but really rattled off some points in the second and third quarters and put the game away pretty quickly. Skyline also has gotten hot at the right time. They kind of struggled a little bit earlier in the season, but is on a 5-game winning streak and has been playing really, really well. Both of their playoff wins coming from somewhat local teams, Idaho Falls and Twin Falls. And again, not really tested in either of those games. Played really, really well. Won both those games by more than 3 scores. And so both teams coming into this game hot, ready to play, and playing some really good football as they're headed into these semifinal matchups.
Hillcrest, the number 1 seed. Skyline, the number 5 seed. You mentioned they beat them beating Twin Falls last week. Twin Falls was technically the number 4 seed, but a lot of folks here in East Idaho, even some East Idaho prepcasters, did not consider that
an upset.
An upset, thank you.
Yeah.
What is that word? That word is upset. Didn't consider that upset, as Skyline has been really, really cruising now that they're on a 5-game win streak, and they beat Twin Falls at a score of 44-20. So congrats to Skyline of winning essentially that upset, as they were the 5 seed and Twin Falls was the 4 seed. And they come in, like you say, hot. Talking to Coach Scott Berger, legendary Coach Scott Berger, he mentioned that they're peaking at the right time.
Totally.
And they'll obviously hope that they continue to do so, as both teams have shaken hands. The coin toss has been done, completed, and they team captains run into their respective huddles and jump up and high-fiving each other and getting ready for this matchup. Let's talk about some keys to the game, Hayden. Let's go Skyline first for the keys to the game. Throughout the season, they've prided themselves on clean football. They spread with great balance. They have a good balance with run and pass. Coach, he was quoted saying, "We utilize speed in matchups to get our athletes the ball in space and let them do what they do best." And then they return 4 O-line starters from 2022, and they've been consistent this entire year, keeping their star running back, only a sophomore, Amani Morel. So some of the keys to the game for them will be to continue that nice balance and use those O-line, those offensive linemen also on defense, getting 8 guys the ball. Let's talk about some of the keys to the game for Hillcrest, Hayden.
Yeah, Hillcrest has played pretty balanced this year between their run and pass game, clear up until the playoffs. And as it happens in the playoffs most often, you really start relying heavily on your run game. Games start getting cold, the ball starts getting wet, and so you really start relying pretty heavily on your run game. And last week was no different for Hillcrest. They had 419 rushing yards on the ground. So they're going to rely heavily, and their coach mentioned this, they're going to rely heavily on their run game. Both from their quarterbacks, some QB keepers, and they've got a great offensive line. So really, they're going to spread the ball around, get it to a lot of different ball carriers, and they're just trying to really pound the rock this year behind a veteran offensive line. They've got 4 offensive linemen this is their 3rd year starting. So they've got some offensive linemen that have played really, really well in years past, led by senior number 72, Cole Maddox. He's kind of been their team captain and really led them offensively as a big man.
Here we are set to get kicked off. Hillcrest kicking off to Skyline, going south-north, left to right as we see it and you hear it. Rylan Borgman for the kick, and that will kick. It's a pretty short kick to the 30-yard line. Really not much there for Skyline. Near side on the 30-yard line. I didn't see what happened there. It looked like a fair catch caught in the 30 there. Hayden.
Yeah, I think he might have slipped and his knee went down, it looks like.
Okay.
At least that's what the ref called it. It's hard to tell from up here. But, yeah, Skyline's going to have the ball on their own 30. Some decent field position here to get their offensive possession started.
So a pooch kick from Rylan Borgman goes to about, I would say, the 25, 30-yard line. A lot of end-over-end ball on that, but not too much distance, and ends up on the 30-yard line. Skyline offense will start 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line, going north to south, right to left. And we'll see what Carmine Garcia and his fellas have first. It's going to be a QB draw right up the middle for a gain of about 5 yards. So nice first play from the Skyline Grizzlies offense.
Yeah, both teams, both Hillcrest and Skyline, you're going to see a heavy dose of quarterback keeper. They're going to run some quarterback keeper, some quarterback power. Both teams' quarterbacks are great runners, and Carmine Garcia, no different on that play. Gained a few tough yards. Got about 5-6 yards there, and you're going to probably see a lot of that tonight.
Carmine Garcia, the starting quarterback, almost throughout the season, had to come out for a few games as he was injured, but back in, of course, as we continue these playoffs in the semi-final round of the 4A playoffs. Handoff, and he gets maybe a couple, but then stood up. And they did give him forward progress, so 1 there on the play, bring up 3rd and 4 at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, Hillcrest, I think, is really going to try and test Skyline's run game this game. Hillcrest has loaded the box on both of those possessions. They had 5 linemen on both of those run plays. They had 5 linemen on that first play. Second play, they had 4, and I think blitzed a guy. They are going to try and really load the box against Skyline here tonight.
Garcia in the shotgun, motions man right to left. He hands off to that motion man, and motion man gets the first down and then a little bit more, but he stood up after that a little bit more. But no problem for Skyline getting that first down. Nice run there. Good read from Carmine Garcia.
Yeah, went to number 5, Zion Crockett, and it actually looks like they marked him short. It's going to be 4th and, maybe a foot, 12 inches.
Wow, okay.
I
thought he got the first down, but
not a great spot.
Not a first down. What do we know? We're not in the field. 4th and 1 technically, but 4th and inches really.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Hillcrest defense stood up. They got 8, almost all 11. I would say 9 men in the box. Shotgun, hands off, and that's number 6, Amani Morel. Their big man, sophomore, having a great season, and he does get the first down.
Yeah, he had 155 rushing yards last game.
Monster game against Twin Falls.
And like you mentioned, just a sophomore, awesome running back. Skyline's got a lot of weapons at a lot of positions. And when it comes to running the ball, it's going to be Carmine Garcia or Amani Morel. My apologies there, especially if they're running between the tackles. It's going to go to one of those two. They're going to just try and load. load up on power plays and just try and get one of those two running downhill.
And when they go outside, they love to use Zion Crockett in the run game as well. He got trips to the far side, in between both hashes on the 40-yard line. Carmen Garcia takes the snap, and that's a low throw, but it's completed. About a 6-yard throw there, 6-yard gain from Carmen Garcia. And we'll try to get who caught it. Maybe Hamilton Woodruff on the far side there?
It looks like it was actually Taylor DeMott.
Okay, Taylor DeMott. He's one of the favorite targets of Carmen Garcia.
Yeah, great catch there too. Little underthrown, but it was a long throw, thrown to the opposite side of the field for Garcia.
We mentioned. Go
yeah,
ahead.
It's a great catch there.
Yeah, Carmen Garcia a little bit banged up throughout the season, but Cooper Thomas came in and had some good games. Garcia in the shotgun. He's got dual receivers on both sides. At about the 46-yard line, takes the snap in the shotgun. Broken play. Hillcrest blows it up. No problem for that defense. And it's going to bring up third. I don't know if he got back to the line of scrimmage, but 3rd and 6. Yep, 3rd and 6 for Skyline. So there's a little miscommunication there. First miscue for the Skyline offense. Almost looked like it was a quarterback option, either a handoff or he keeps it. And right when he pulled Hayden, he realized he was in trouble and he was tackled. Barely got back to the line to gain, to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they faked that jet sweep, and Hillcrest again is just loading the box. There were probably 9 Knights in on that tackle because they are just all in there, just daring Skyline to throw something over the top.
3rd and 6, motions the man left to right in the middle of the field. Takes the snap, it's a low snap, and he throws on the run. It's complete. He's got a man open. 30, 25, 20. It's a fumble, but it's recovered by Skyline. 10-5 touchdown, Skyline.
Wow. What a play. I don't know if that's how they wanted to draw it up there, Joel. But it was, honestly, even when he got tackled and the ball was stripped, it was still going to be a huge play for the for Skyline. And they threw it over the top, like we were talking. Hillcrest is daring them to throw something deep over the middle. They're loading the box and saying, you are going to have to beat us with your pass game. And Skyline did it there with the help of a little bit of a fumble that was picked up by Hamilton Woodruff.
Hamilton Woodruff moving, continuing to go with his receiver, even though he was getting tackled. Great heads-up play from Hamilton Woodruff to not quit on the play. Follows his guy as he's getting tackled by 3 guys, fumbles the ball. Hamilton Woodruff picks it up and scores 6 for Skyline. Extra point pending. Snap is good. Kick is good. 7-0. Skyline strikes first off of an almost kind of broken play. I mean, it was great throw, great catch. 3 guys tackle him, strips the ball. Hamilton Woodruff gets it in for 6.
Yeah,
great hands play from Hamilton Woodruff.
Yeah, it was hard to see from here. I'm not sure if that was Taylor DeMott or Kobe Klein that caught that pass, but it happened so quickly as they were getting tackled to the ground. Big gain, 30, 35-yard gain. Ball gets punched out, and Hamilton Woodruff just happened to be right there, scooped it up and walked into the end zone. There was nobody else back there.
That was that 3rd and 6 call.
Yeah,
great call from the offensive coordinator on that 3rd and 6. Ends up being about a 60-yard touchdown.
Yeah, Hillcrest is running, I'm not sure exactly if this is what you would call it, but almost like cover 0. They're essentially going to walk everybody into the box. They're going to blitz some linebackers and safeties, and then on the outside, on Skyline's wide receivers, they're going to play one-on-one and just hope, that they can win those one-on-one matchups. And typically, those one-on-one matchups favor the offense, and on that play, it favored Skyline there.
So Skyline awaits the kick from their 40-yard line. Boot to ball. That's going to be a good kick to about the 20-yard line. It stays in bounds, amazingly. Bounces to the 10. It's recovered, and now Hillcrest is off to the races. He's got a blocker. He's to the far side. He switches sides to all the way to the Skyline's 20-yard line. What a great answer from Hillcrest Special Teams.
That looks like number 1, Cam Brueggemann, with the huge return.
Senior Cam Brueggemann, he may have handed that off. Wasn't quite sure on that one, but great kick. and I thought it was going to go out of bounds. Ends up bouncing all the way to the far side, far 10-yard line. And they're off the races down the far sideline. Returns it all the way to the 20-yard line. So 1st and 10. Hillcrest wanted to answer after that Skyline touchdown. Dual receivers on both sides. Motions his man into the middle. It's going to be a screen pass, and he's tackled. No, he breaks a tackle, but yes, he is tackled. Maybe gets a yard there, bringing up 2nd and 9 in Skyline territory.
Yeah, the Hillcrest offense is, it's been interesting this year. They've got somewhat balance between pass and run, but most of their running is coming, or at least most of their yards and their touchdowns in a lot of cases are coming from their quarterback, number 9, Peyton King. It'll be interesting. He's a huge piece of their offense. If they can keep him healthy and upright for most of the game, they're going to be able to put some points on the board.
Peyton King in the shotgun. He takes the snap. It's a low snap. He rolls to his left. He throws it to number 10. That's Ben Morris, the tight end. And he goes to slide, and he's hit as he's sliding. And there were folks on the far side on the Hillcrest as we're sitting on the Skyline sideline here in the booth. And far side wanted a flag, but no flag on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 7 on the 17-yard line. Ball on the far hash. Peyton King examines the defense. He's got 2 receivers on the bottom, 1 receiver at the top. Hands it up the middle. And that gets a couple of yards. Having a hard time seeing who the ball carrier was.
I believe that's 31, Trayson Keller.
31, Trayson Keller, okay. And he gets the 1st down. So 1st and goal as they're now in the red zone. 1st and no.
It's going to be close.
It's going to be close.
They might be able to barely get a 1st before they score.
Peyton King under center. He's got 2 backs lined up right behind him. Almost the I formation. Going power football. This is what Hillcrest loves to do. They hand it off, and he's met immediately by the Skyline tenacious defense. And he's going to he's barely just going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Nice defensive read by Skyline.
Yeah, and that all came back to kind of the key piece to that play, even though he didn't even make the tackle, was Corbin Lancaster, number 0 for the Grizzlies. Like you mentioned, Hillcrest lines up in that power eye, and it's pretty obvious they're trying to run the ball there. And he blew up the lead blocker in the backfield, which kind of stopped Trayson Keller in the backfield and made him have to kind of make a hard cut to the center of the field and, forced Trayson Keller to where the rest of Lancaster's defense was. And, yeah, great play there by Corbin.
Peyton King in the shotgun. He motions the man left to right. It's got a running back on his right hip. It's a good quarterback keeper to the near side. And he's going to get a couple. And he gets about 6 to about the 5-yard line. And I think, he can get the 1st down really on maybe the 1-yard line. So 3rd and 4 on the 5. Peyton King once again in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers at the top. This is a great area where they love to use Isaac Davis, the BYU Hoops commit. Low snap. It's going to be a QB keeper himself. And he will get a couple more yards. Nice running there by Peyton King. Hillcrest's run game is just so hard to tackle as they have a number of weapons like Hayden was mentioning. And then, by the way, Peyton King also takes it himself.
Yeah. It's hard to stop a run game when the quarterback can run so well and you've got a great offensive line. And they just brought in Isaac Davis, who you mentioned, the BYU commit.
4th and 1 on the 2-yard line. Isaac Davis on the far side, number 0. Peyton King under center. It's going to be a quarterback keeper up the middle. Skyline thinks they stopped it. Refs are signaling that where there's no signal from the referee. Skyline celebrating like they stopped him. And they did get it, so 1st and 10. Or actually, 1st and goal on the 1. And Hillcrest gets in. All kinds of confusion on the field, Hayden. Sorry, folks, we can't get this to you better.
Wow.
Skyline wanted the timeout. There was so
Yeah.
much confusion on whether it was a touchdown or not. They finally got the touchdown called, or excuse me, the first down called. Hillcrest lines up quickly. Skyline was trying to get a timeout.
Yeah.
And so now they're talking about it, Hayden. White Hat's talking to Coach Berger.
Yeah, that's, as broadcasters, we try to be as neutral as possible, but there were 4 coaches from the Skyline Grizzlies on the field screaming for a timeout, and not a single referee looked over at them. So obvious frustration.
With 3:10 to go,
They are going to maybe grant them the
they're going to grant them the timeout.
Okay,
So
good.
no touchdown from the Hillcrest Knights. Grizzlies continue to lead 7-0. Ball is on the 1-yard line. First and goal on the 1-yard line. They did grant the Skyline Grizzlies a timeout, so we'll take a quick timeout, and we'll recognize a few sponsors.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at some of our sponsors here. Obviously, kind of the prequel to this is support those that support your local teams. Archibald Insurance, formerly known as Alta Insurance, is a locally owned agency with locations in both Idaho Falls and Twin Falls. Alta's mission is to help our community by providing policies personalized to each consumer's needs. The community we work and live in is our #1 priority. As such, we offer a wide range of insurance products and companies able to take care of our community's assets. Alta Insurance has recently merged with Archibald Levitt Insurance in Rexburg, the same great names with the same great service together.
Here we go, first and goal. Hillcrest got the first down, but not the touchdown. Quarterback Peyton King under center on the 1-yard line. All they got to do is get a push into the end zone, and they do. Touchdown. There it is. Hillcrest Knights strike back.
Yeah, kind of, the timeout was good. I'm glad the referees were able to grant them the timeout. Hillcrest did get that first down and put them on, the 2-foot line, the 1-foot line, and so scoring there was probably inevitable, unfortunately, for the Grizzlies. But we're going to have, potentially here a tie ball game, which is to be expected.
Tie ball game with extra point pending. The snap is low, kick is up, and kick is no good.
Wow.
So kick goes wide. Hillcrest misses the field, the extra point, and Skyline keeps the lead 7-6 with 3:08 to play. And just for your awareness, at halftime, we're going to have the Idaho Launch halftime show. Idaho Launch support in every direction. Seniors, did you know that Idaho high school seniors graduating next spring are eligible for up to $8,000 in grant money for career training and education through Idaho Launch? Funds can be used to cover the cost of apprenticeships, job training, community college, and university programs that lead to in-demand careers. Launch your career, seniors, with up to $8,000 for education and training after high school. Idaho Launch, support in every direction. Well, Hillcrest Knights got some great support to start their drive to answer Skyline's touchdown. Great special teams kickoff return all the way to about the 20, 25-yard line. Able to punch one in after that off some great running from Peyton King, but couldn't finish with the extra point, and they're down 7-6 to the Skyline Grizzlies. Again, Hillcrest coming in as the #1 seed, Skyline coming in as the #5 seed. Last week, Hillcrest beat Twin Falls 44-20, and Hillcrest last week winning their game 51-14 versus Skyview.
Yeah, as we know, Hillcrest played Skyline earlier in the season and won a nail-biter, 36-35, and so that could be the difference maker. One extra point could be the difference maker.
Ron Borgman kicks off to about the 10-yard line. Another slip here. Gets to about the 23-yard line. Looks like that was number 22 on the return, Gage Searle. And may need some better cleats after that one, Hayden.
Yeah, a lot of
slipping. As the field gets colder. We were walking across the field pregame as we're talking to coaches, and I did notice how cold it's become.
Yeah.
And the grass gets a little more uneven. Grass starts dying. I mean, outside football is how you play football, right? in the outdoors.
Yeah.
But it gets tough as we get late in the season. I guess early in the winter season, late in the fall season. Slipping definitely starts happening. So 1st and 10 at about the 22-yard line. It's a handoff up the middle. in between both hashes. Gets a couple. Maybe 1, 2nd and 9 for Skyline.
Amani Morel, again, the sophomore. We're going to see him a lot tonight with, good mix with him and Carmine Garcia. If they're running between the tackles, it's going to be one of those two, and you're going to see a heavy dose of both of them. And, yeah, Amani Morel has played awesome so far in these playoffs and just, the entire season for the Grizzlies. We called a game a few weeks ago. Skyline played Blackfoot, and he had an awesome game. So I anticipate he's going to see a lot of the football tonight.
2:20 to play in the first quarter. Timeout's called as Skyline was getting ready to line up. We'll take a timeout as well and recognize some more of our sponsors.
Gateway Park in Idaho Falls is bringing the mountain to town this winter season. Gateway Parks is a new tubing hill in Idaho Falls, located right by Ryder Park on Sunnyside Road, close to the freeway. It snows every day at Gateway Park. Great for families, kids, youth groups. Everyone will have a fun time at Eastern Idaho's newest tubing adventure. I actually, on my way to the game, drove by it, and yeah, they're getting close to being ready to go. They've got the hill all built up. They've got sod laid. They've got their snowmakers out there. Looks like it's going to be a fun time for your Idaho Falls residents. Have a little tubing hill here in town.
Now, is that over by the horse track?
No.
Where the dunes used to be?
No.
Okay.
That would have been a good spot as well.
Right,
No,
right.
This is there's a little park
where the dunes are then.
Right across the street from like Teton Volkswagen.
Okay.
So,
okay.
On Sunnyside Road, they're proud sponsors of both Hillcrest Knights and the Skyline Grizzlies. So go check that out this winter.
So Skyline will line it up after using, that's their second timeout of the half, I believe it is. So 1 timeout left for Skyline. Carmine Garcia lines up in the shotgun. He's got 3 to the far side. Long throw over the middle. That's going to be incomplete. Pass intended for number 5 for Skyline, Zion Crockett, but uncatchable there. Yeah. Maybe a little PI, but the ball uncatchable. Going to bring up 3rd and 9 for Skyline. So Skyline taking a shot there on 2nd and long. Like the play call, Hayden.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna be able to hit some of those home run plays. Again, Hillcrest is just kind of daring Skyline.
Daring to throw.
Daring them to throw. They really are trying to load the box here. And yeah, I think if that ball's just a little bit more on target, they might get a PI call there because there's a little bit of contact.
25-yard line, their own 25-yard line. They're in the middle of both hashes. Carmine Garcia, empty backfield. 3 far side, 2 near side. Takes the snap, throws, and that's going to be incomplete. Receiver number 1, Hamilton Woodruff, jumped up to catch and was met immediately as he jumped. Skyline sideline wants a flag. No flag on the field. We're just going to call that good defense from Hillcrest. Really, he met him almost immediately as he was jumping for the ball. Maybe a tad early, but no flag. And Skyline will be forced to punt on 4th and long.
Close enough, the ref decided to keep the flag in the pocket. And yeah, it was good defensive effort here from the Knights.
Don't mind the no call as long as it's called both ways, as we try to keep it neutral here on IdahoSports.com, but want to make sure that those close PIs are called both ways. So Skyline will kick from their own 25. Another low snap. And nice punt. Nice spiral punt to the 40-yard line. Almost a slip there received. And he takes it into Skyline territory, 45-yard line. So special teams for Hillcrest doing work so far tonight, getting their offense in good field position to start both drives.
Yeah, and that can be a difference maker, Joel. I mean, like we mentioned, this regular season matchup, when these two met, they're obviously conference rivals. But when they met in the regular season, it came down to the final play and 1 point. And so little things like that, special teams, slipping on the field, like little things like that can make all the difference.
You try to use special teams to flip the field, but unfortunately sometimes the other team, their special teams is just a tad better, which, like Hayden says, makes all the difference. Here we go, 1st and 10 on the 45, almost encroachment there, but the hard count doesn't work. Peyton King in the shotgun, now calling an audible with his players. He's got dual receivers on both sides. We got to be close to the play clock. He hands it off, and he'll get about 3 or 4 yards on the run up the middle. And that was
Trayson Keller.
Trayson Keller. Okay, I thought I heard Keller. But wanted to confirm that thanks to Hayden for bringing the binoculars tonight. Confirm our players, make sure we're shouting out each player as they play this semifinals matchup tonight. Payne King in the shotgun once again. 2 receivers to the bottom. He throws to the outside shoulder, only where the receiver could get it, but falls incomplete just a little bit too far. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, it was
for Hillcrest.
Yeah, trying to complete it to number 17, Jace Judy, who's been their leading pass catcher this year. He's got the most receptions. I don't think he has the most touchdowns, but when they need short yardage situation or 3rd and long here, I anticipate Peyton King's going to be looking towards Jace Judy multiple times tonight.
Again, 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 receiver at the top. 4-5-step drop. He fires. Receivers hit immediately, but too high. Pass intended for number 31. Trayson Keller once again going to bring up 4th and long. So we'll see 4th and 6, I should say. We'll see what the Hillcrest coaches, Brandon Mossholder, has in store for this Skyline defense.
Yeah, I just threw that a little too high. I think if that ball's thrown more in the chest and he can get down, there was obviously a lot of contact, but if he can get that and get down, he'd be okay.
And they're going for it on 4th and 6 on Skyline's 41-yard line with 1:23 to play in the opening quarter of action. He tried a hard snap, doesn't work, now calls an audible. Payne King receives the snap. 2-step drop, fires to the far side. That's going to be incomplete. And 2 flags are flown. And that was one of those moments when both receiver and corner are fighting. And they called the PI. Skyline got there a little bit too early. But Skyline, of course, is saying, well, you didn't call it on for us. Now you're calling it against us. What's that all about? So we'll wait for the call here from the officials.
Yeah, those judgment calls are tough.
Tough calls.
See what the white hat here is going to give us.
We appreciate them working these games. High octane, intense games. Some of the toughest games to call for these high school officials. But they're meeting middle of the field, trying to discuss, trying to get this call right. We saw 2 flags fly on the far side. Then we saw a flag fly from the near side, from the Skyline side. And when we say far side, we mean Hillcrest side, as we're looking east to west.
Yeah, I think that second flag might be a sideline warning. Hopefully not a personal foul, because that'd be in addition to the PI. But I think it might have just been a sideline warning. We'll see what they call here.
Officials coming over to the Skyline sideline. Talking to legendary coach Scott Berger of the Skyline Grizzly football team. They're pointing at someone from the Skyline side. So Hillcrest gets the penalty, but it was more than 50 yards, so 2 penalties tacked on to that play.
Yeah, that's tough.
The chain gang is moving from the 41, 42-yard line all the way to the 12, so 20. So it had to be penalty tacked on to a penalty.
Penalty on top of penalty, unfortunately. We're still having some conversations on the sideline with the referees, as I would be. Still a little
So pass interference
here.
on Skyline. Another penalty.
Unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Skyline sideline. So if my math is right, 25. Well, my math isn't right, but that takes him to the to the 12-yard line.
Yep.
1st and 10 for Hillcrest. So brutal exchange there for Skyline. Skyline's defense, bringing us to 1st and 10 on the 12 in the red zone for Hillcrest. Peyton King in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers with plenty of space on the far side. Peyton King takes it himself. He goes to the far side. And he's eventually met after gaining about 3 or 4 on the play.
Yeah, a whole pile of Grizzlies in there helping it on that tackle, which you're going to have to with King running the ball. He's, not necessarily a big runner, but is just hard to bring down. He's shifty, and he's got quick moves, quick feet. So it's going to require, I think, a whole group of Grizzlies to try and make sure you bring him to the ground, doesn't break those arm tackles. And yeah, it looks like they gained 3-ish yards there.
So 2nd and 5 on the 7, so they can get a first down. 39 seconds to go in this opening quarter of action. The semifinals matchup. Hillcrest playing host to Skyline. Peyton King in the shotgun. And there's a flag on the play. We will see. And it's going to be delay of game on Hillcrest. I wish in high school football we had the play clock so we could see how much time is coming down on the clock. But delay of game marches them back 5, bringing 2nd and 10 on the 12-yard line for Hillcrest. Hillcrest would love to punch one in and take the lead after missing the extra point after their touchdown. They're on the 1-yard line. Peyton King takes the snap, rolls to our near side, gets to the near hash. He throws incomplete to the end zone. Flag on the play. And we'll see what this flag was thrown. Head official marching out to the middle of the field. We'll wait for the call. So personal foul against Skyline.
Roughing the passer.
And that's going to give, now we're going to go back to, it's going to be on the about 9-yard line there.
Yeah.
For Hillcrest, half the distance of the goal. So 1st and goal on the 6. Hillcrest has been in this red zone for seems like a while now. And we're talking, it looks like it shouldn't be first, it should be 2nd down. Since it was.
Might be a fresh set on personal fouls, though.
Okay, so it is a fresh set. All right, we got ourselves arranged. Want to make sure we get this right, and I'm glad the officials are making sure of that. Peyton King in the shotgun, takes a snap, runs it up the middle, and he's going to get in for 6. Touchdown, Hillcrest.
QB power, man. It's hard to beat when you've got a runner like Peyton King. He's ran so effectively this year. He's hard to bring down. And on that play, had some contact within probably a yard or 2 of the line of scrimmage, and broke those arm tackles. You cannot tackle a good ball carrier like that with arm tackles.
So with 16 seconds to play in this first quarter, Peyton King with the QB keeper. This is about a 6-yard touchdown run there. And gets in for 6 for Hillcrest. And Hillcrest takes the lead with the extra point pending. And no, they're going to go for 2 here. Smart move here from Brandon Mossholder in this Hillcrest offense. Peyton King under center. He's got 2 behind him on the I formation. He motions the man right to left. It's a pitch to that man, number 23. But he's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. No 2-point conversion for them. It has failed. But a flag on the play. That was Braxton Battleson on the pitch, who, as he was rolling on the motion, they pitched him the ball. He was met immediately and tackled in the backfield. But there is a flag down once again. We'll see what this flag is all about.
Face mask. That's a killer for the Skyline Grizzlies. Looks like they're going to call a face mask there. So Hillcrest will get a second shot here at the 2-point conversion, and it's going to be from the 1.5-yard line.
So wouldn't be surprised to see another quarterback keeper here.
Yep.
Maybe a little tush push, made famous by the Philadelphia Eagles.
The brotherly shove.
The brotherly shove, that's right. Peyton King under center with a host bevy of blockers, and he will get in. Yes, he will. 2-point conversion is completed after the face mask from Skyline. And Hillcrest takes a 7-point lead with just a few seconds to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, the Knights have played really well so far. Their offensive line really has kind of just opened up some pretty large holes for both Trayson Keller and Peyton King. But really the story so far tonight has been the penalties.
Yes.
Those penalties have just been killer for the Grizzlies, and have given Hillcrest some very easy field position, as well as obviously their special teams. Hillcrest special teams has obviously put them in some good spots as well. But gosh, these penalties just are backbreakers to start the night.
So 16 seconds to go in the first quarter. Hillcrest Knights leading 14-7 as we wait their kickoff, kicking left to right as we see it and you hear it. Skyline, go ahead, Hayden.
I was going to say, fun fact for you, Joel, they call that an octopus. When the same person that scored the touchdown also got the 2-point conversion, 8 points, they call it an octopus. Just a little fun fact for you.
All right, I love it. Fun fact from Hayden Lee, Snake River's finest, bringing the fun facts here on this Friday night. It's great to have you with us. Stay with us as we announce this game. 15-yard line caught, and he's going to be tackled at about the 28, 29-yard line. So not much there, but at least he didn't slip, Hayden.
Yeah, didn't slip. That was Kobe Klein on the return. It's a decent return, got about 10 yards there. And they're gonna have solid field position. They're on their own 30. Grizzlies here, there's plenty of time left in this first half. Still actually, a few seconds left in the first quarter. So lots of time left. We've already got quite a bit of fast scoring, and yeah, Grizzlies just stick to the game plan. They don't gotta. There's a lot of football left. They don't got to do anything crazy. Stick to the game plan that they've had so far.
Speaking of which, Carmine and Garcia in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers on both sides, and he hands it off to Amani Morel, and Morel will get maybe a yard. Not much there. They'll give him 2 yards, and that'll end the first quarter. Hillcrest Knights leading the Skyline Grizzlies 14-7 after a couple touchdowns and a completed 2-point conversion. And we'll take a second, recognize some sponsors, and we'll be right back. You're watching the 2023. You're listening to the 2023 Idaho High School Football Playoffs on IdahoSports.com.
Did you know Idaho high school seniors graduating next spring are eligible for up to $8,000 in grant money for career training and education through Idaho Launch? Funds can be used to cover the cost of apprenticeships, job training, community college, and university programs that lead to in-demand careers. Students choose their own path, and Idaho Launch helps pay for it. Funds are limited. Apply today at nextsteps.idaho.gov/launch. Idaho Launch. Support in every direction.
Welcome back to Thunder Stadium, home of Hillcrest Knights, of the Hillcrest Knights and the Bonneville Bees. Here tonight for the semifinals. Hillcrest Knights playing host to the Skyline Grizzlies. Joel Richardson with Hayden Lee. Skyline Grizzlies on the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 on their own 30, going south to north, left to right. Carmine Garcia takes the snap and hands it off. Number 5, Zion Crockett tries to make a move, nothing going, and just gets really to the line of scrimmage, bringing up 3rd and 8 on the 33-yard line. Braxton Battleson on the tackle. Oh, excuse me, 3rd and 6. Eyes deceiving me there. 3rd and 6 for Skyline, so 3rd and manageable here. We'll see what Skyline can do here after Hillcrest scored and got the 2-point conversion, leading by 7 as we start the second quarter. Carmine Garcia again in the naked shotgun all by himself, throws to the far side, and it's caught, but it's going to be short of the first down. A little high, but nice reception there.
Great tackle there by 23 Braxton Battleson. Had Zion Crockett one-on-one, ran a little out route, and Crockett caught it, but he was there all over him for the tackle. Only 2 or 3 yards for the gain. Great play there.
And it was a nice catch by Zion Crockett, kind of over his shoulder to the far side on that quick slant, on that quick out to the outside. But it was short. Great tackle from Braxton Battleson, and Skyline will be forced to punt as they're on their own 37-yard line. And the kick is short. It's blocked. Almost kicked it into his own player. He went to kick and almost kind of came off his toe. Kicks it into blockers, into incoming Hillcrest defenders. And it's going to be great field position for Hillcrest on Skyline's 30-yard line. So special teams a factor so far in this first half, Hayden.
To your point, Joel, I think he might have kicked it into his own player. I mean, there was definitely some rushers there that were close, and maybe they affected it, but he might have just kicked it right into the back of his own blocker, unfortunately. And, yeah, special teams and penalties, man, are giving Hillcrest some great field position. Their big offensive line is going to jog out here and try and see if they can kind of lead their rushing attack down the field yet again.
I mean, heads up play from the kicker. He received the muff
He
kick
picked it up
and ran it for, 5 or 6 more yards until he was tackled.
Wasn't quite enough.
Wasn't enough indeed. So Hillcrest will take over on Skyline's 30-yard line, moving right to left, north to south. Peyton King in the shotgun motions the man right to left, far to near side. He hands it off to number 31, and he breaks a couple tackles and gets through. No one can tackle him. He's in for 5. Touchdown, Hillcrest. Trayson Keller on the run.
What a play.
What a play indeed. Breaks a number of tackles, gets to the outside, and avoids more tacklers, getting in for 6 more for Hillcrest. Great run there from Trayson Keller.
Nothing really too fancy on that play. Just kind of ran our zone right and just, kind of determined we're just going to get behind our big offensive line and try and see if we can squeak through. And that's what's great about the zone running plays. You kind of let your running back make the call. Is he going to cut it up through, the C gap or something? It doesn't really matter. You kind of let the runner make the call. And Keller made a great play there, broke through the second level and broke a couple of tackles and squeezed into the end zone. Great play there by Hillcrest.
Using that exceptional offensive line. Coach Mossholder loves his offensive line this year. Talked about how they've played exceptional, led by number 72 senior Cole Maddox. Cole Maddox definitely there on the play, opening up some holes for that touchdown. So we wait the extra point. Sometimes in these games, after an extra point is failed, they'll just go for 2 after that. But giving their kicker, that's number 63, waiting the snap. That's Ryland Borgman. And it's a fake. The holder runs to the outside, but does he get there? No, he doesn't. That was number 6, the holder, Sheldon Nelson, the wide receiver, the senior wide receiver. He takes that ball to the far side, but cannot get in for 2. Extra point or 2-point conversion failed.
Yeah, tried to go with the fake there. The Knights are really trying to pour it on here in the first half. Score as many points as they can, because they know the Grizzlies have the firepower to get themselves back into this ball game. And so tried to go for 2, and unfortunately, the Grizzlies sniffed it out.
27, Hillcrest leading Skyline. We'll take a quick break and recognize some sponsors. Hayden.
Conan Heating and Air Conditioning is your authorized Lennox Premier Dealer in Idaho Falls. Conan Heating and Air Conditioning has been providing superior HVAC service in the Idaho Falls area for over 64 years. With highly qualified and experienced technicians. No job is too big or small. For all of your furnace repair needs in Idaho Falls, trust the job to Conan Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit them online for more information at www.conanheating.com. When the weather's getting colder, you'll get your furnace fixed. Otherwise, you're going to be in for a long winter. Go check out those guys at Conan Heating.
So Trayson Keller, about a 30-yard touchdown run behind the backs of that exceptional offensive line. But the 2-point conversion, the fake extra point turns into a 2-point conversion was failed. Sheldon Nelson tried to run that to the outside, but no dice for the Hillcrest special teams. But Hillcrest, despite all that, leads 20-7 in the second quarter. waiting the kickoff, waiting for that boot to ball. Going north to south is the Hillcrest special teams led by Rylan Borgman. Kicks it off. It's a good deep kick. Recovered about the 24-yard line. He's got a couple blockers, and eventually he's kicked out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Nice return from Skyline. Should start with better field position than the last 2 drives.
Yeah, good return there by Kobe Klein. He's been a playmaker for the Grizzlies offense and special teams. Hasn't really been super involved on the offensive side of the ball, but has had a couple of good returns here for the special teams. Really, Skyline here, again, they've got the time. They're down a couple of scores, but really I think they can. Their whole playbook is still open. They've still got a lot of time here to run just about anything with Garcia, Morrell, or Woodruff on the outside.
Morrell, as you said that, Garcia comes out in the shotgun of Monty Morrell on his left hip, handoff to Morrell, tries to go up the middle, but he's met immediately by number 10 of Hillcrest, Ben Morris. Great tackle there from the defensive end, 6'5", 225, senior Ben Morris. Great play on defense, and he's going to go nowhere. Barely gets back to the line of scrimmage, bringing up 2nd and 10. Hayden.
Skyline there tried to pull the backside guard and tackle to get some lead blockers from Morrell, and Morrell's such a dynamic runner. If you can get a lead blocker in front of him, he becomes even better. But yeah, number 10 from Hillcrest snuck that out. If anytime you pull offensive linemen, if the backside defensive end or defensive tackle can get flat down the line of scrimmage, they're going to have an opportunity to make the tackle from behind. And Ben Morris is able to do that.
Garcia again in the shotgun. Motion Zion Crockett. Fake to Crockett. Handoff to Morrell. Morrell tries to bounce outside. He does. He breaks a couple tacklers down the near sideline. Gets to about the 38-yard line. Nice run there from Monty Morrell, showing what he's been doing all year. Gets to the outside, shows that speed. He's got that size to break a couple tackles. And great run there from Monty Morrell. We started maybe thinking, Skyline, this might be getting away from them a little bit, plenty of time. But, that first play doesn't really go anywhere. They go again to Monty Morrell and shows them what he can do. First down on the 40-yard line for Skyline. In shotgun. 9:16 to go. Skyline down 20-7, but trying to answer. And that handoff up the middle was faked, but went up the middle. And that's going to be for, they're giving forward progress there, Hayden. Gets about 1 yard. So 2nd and 9 off what I thought was a broken play.
Yeah, they faked that jet sweep and gave it to Morrell going back the other way. I think, it's a great call by Skyline. Obviously, you didn't get a lot of yards there, but when teams load the box against you, you've got to try some counter. If you're going to run between the tackles, you've got to try some counter plays to try and get that defense to over pursue. And they ran it there, only gained a yard, but I think that's gonna open up later in this game.
Trips to the far side were basically in the middle of the field on the 39-yard line, Single receiver at the bottom. Garcia fakes handoff, little play action, slant in the middle, had his man open, but threw just behind him, falls incomplete. Will bring up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Garcia had Woodruff open over the middle, a little post route. Again, that kind of over the middle of the field, those post routes, those long seams are going to be open.
Those are open, definitely.
As Hillcrest continues to load the box, you're going to have one-on-one, and a one-on-one matchup with Woodruff I would take any day with his speed, and he was open, unfortunately, just a little overthrown from Garcia. Bring up 3rd and really long here.
So 3rd and 9, let's see what Hillcrest defense can do, Skyline offense can do. Trips to the bottom, motion Zion Crockett. Crockett motions left, stays right. And throwing a little screen pass into the middle, showing a little Texas Tech, Kansas City Chiefs action. It wasn't a shovel, but it was definitely a throw into the middle. And it'll bring up 4th and manageable for Skyline. Decision time, Hayden.
Yeah, it was a great play call there. Had multiple players in motion. Faked a dump pass both to the right and the left. And there was a screen to Taylor DeMont. Was open in the middle. Gained about, 7 or 8 there. They're going to have 4th and short.
4th and 2 on the 32-yard line. Between hashes. Closer to our near hash than the far hash. Garcia takes the snap in the shotgun. He hands it off. And will they get outside? Do they get there? Hillcrest is celebrating that they didn't.
It's close.
Officials, the officials give it to Hillcrest. Hillcrest gets the stop, almost got there was Amani Morel, but couldn't finish it. 1st and 10, Hillcrest takes over on downs.
Yeah, Skyline really tried to bring in a bunch of lead blockers for Morel, and unfortunately, Hillcrest again sent the house. They blitzed probably 10 guys and forced Morel to kind of bounce it to the outside.
And he got there.
And he got there. He got to the outside, but unfortunately just didn't quite get the last yard that he needed. And Hillcrest now is going to have the ball again, up 2 scores with 7 minutes left in the first half.
7:33 to play, as Hayden says. Hillcrest up 2 touchdowns. We'll see if Skyline can get a stop here and get the ball back. Handoff to the near side. Kind of hits that B gap. Gains a couple for his offense. Trying to see who the ball carrier was. That was 31, of course. Who else? Trayson Keller. The senior having a nice season and a nice game tonight.
Yeah, and he was running right behind big offensive guard Cole Maddox, playing left guard for the Knights. And Cole Maddox actually looks like he might have got rolled up on. He's limping a little bit. He's been a leader for this Knights team.
Maddox limps back to the line, but he's ready. Hand in dirt, low snap. Peyton King's going to throw, looking for someone to throw to, and he gets out of the pocket. He runs to the near side, spin move, finally met after the first down. Peyton King doing work. He was almost sacked, but escaped the pocket, ran to our near side, gets the first down, and then a couple more.
Yeah, Skyline brought some pressure, and it looked like they were going to get, a coverage sack. The pressure got there late, but it did get there. There was some good coverage on the back end from Skyline. King didn't have anywhere to go, but unfortunately, again, he continues to break these arm tackles. Skyline's making contact with him. They just cannot bring him down. It's just he breaks those easy tackles.
1st and 10 on the 40 on Hillcrest 43-yard line. Takes a snap off the shotgun. It's a run up the middle from Trayson Keller. Number 24, Titan Larson.
Yeah, brought in one of their bigger backs. I know he's typically one that they like to bring in on short yardage plays.
Titan Larson gets 4 there. That's the first time we've called his name tonight. Nice run there from Titan Larson. If you're averaging 3, 4, 5 yards, you're going to win football games.
100%.
And that seems to be what Hillcrest has been doing tonight. Using that running game that they do so well. Peyton King in the shotgun with a man running back on his right hip. Likely Trayson Keller, but I can't see the number. And it's going to be a little screen play. Nice throw there. As we say, all run tonight, but it's a throw to the far side, and he gets space. 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Hillcrest, another one.
Skyline brought pressure. And Hillcrest is able to run that bubble screen to number 5. Looks like Tayson Pinniger. But yeah, Skyline brought pressure. They brought 6. They blitzed several guys. In a situation like that means you're going to have one-on-one coverage on the outside. And when you run those bubble screens against one-on-one coverage, all that guy's got to do is make one move, break one tackle. And Pinniger was able to break that singular tackle, get to the sideline, took it for 6.
So Hillcrest had piling it on in the second quarter, really in this first half. Second touchdown of the second quarter. Hillcrest scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. They'll take a quick timeout and talk over this extra point. We'll take a quick timeout and we'll recognize some sponsors from Hayden.
Since 1997, All Things Automotive and Diesel Service in Idaho Falls has been providing comprehensive auto repair services, including general services, car and truck care, engine and transmission, heating and cooling services, electrical services, and more. Their goal is to give you the best services available at affordable prices to get you back on the road in no time. Trust All Things Automotive and Diesel Service with your car, truck, or van. To learn more, call 208-523-3903 or online at allthingsautomotiveanddiesel.com.
So after that Tayson Pinniger bubble screen, catch and run, touchdown, about a 50-55 yarder. Hillcrest takes the timeout to discuss this extra point or 2-point conversion. And they march out here on the 5-yard line. Going for 2. Takes the snap. It's going to be an option to our near side. And that option is going to get in, no problem. Almost gets in untouched, does get in untouched. That's number 23 on the run, Braxton Battleson. Perfect option there. Really couldn't ask for any better if you're a Hillcrest fan on that option run.
Yeah, it's a great play call there. Battleson's been just kind of a key piece on the defensive side of the ball for Hillcrest, and so it was good to kind of mix him in on the offensive side. Probably not something Skyline was really prepared for. Battleson, it's a great little play there. Great play call, ran the option, and was able to jog into the end zone untouched for the 2-point conversion.
So they do get the 2-point conversion, bringing us to 28-7. Hillcrest so far dominating this game, leading Skyline by 4 touchdowns. So with about 5:30 to play in this first half, Hayden, if you're Skyline, what do you want to do here on offense?
Yeah, I think they got to go back to the air, right, Joel? I mean, they've ran the ball fairly well, but they've gotten themselves into a couple of fourth down situations, and Hillcrest has made some stops, and obviously there's been some penalties on the other side that have kind of hurt them. But yeah, I think Skyline, there's going to be some opportunities to go to the air, and they've had open receivers. There's just been a couple of drop balls and some overthrown balls. So really, I think Skyline's going to continue to try to go to the air. They're going to have to mix it up with Morrell occasionally, but really, you're down 3 scores here. You've got to try and go to the air, especially if Hillcrest is going to continue to load the box.
Yeah, 3 scores, not 4 scores. My math teachers are all saying, "We told you so, Joel." Should have paid attention. Ryan Borgman with the kick to about the 20-yard line, and he gets 30. And he switches sides of the field to our near side, 40, 45. He gets to the 50, crosses the 50. Nice run there from trying to catch his number. Number 6, Amani Morrell. I thought he looked familiar the way he was running. Like, is that Amani Morrell running there?
Not someone that I think returns a lot of balls on the kicking team.
Definitely not.
Kind of a shorter kick, and so he was able to receive it and reverse the field. Got a great return there, and Skyline's going to have a short field, their first short field. They've had to go the full length of the field for their 7 points there. Now, just about every one of their drives, they've started on their own side of the 50. Here now, they're going to have some great field position.
Might this be the spark that lights, gets this offense going, that lights this Skyline offense? Carmine Garcia in the shotgun, running backs on both sides. He hands off to Zion Crockett. Zion Crockett gets a little shifty, brought his dancing shoes, breaking tackles, and finally gets pushed out of bounds at about the 20, 31-yard line. First down, Skyline.
I think that's going to be the difference maker, Joel, is they've got to have, I think, some offensive production from someone other than Garcia or Morrell. I think who's going to step up for the Grizzlies, and that was a great play there by Crockett. And I think it's going to take a mix of Crockett and Woodruff and some of these other players in order for Skyline to get back in this ball game, because Hillcrest is really just loading the box and saying, we're going to stop Morrell, we're going to stop Garcia from running between the tackles.
15-yard run for Zion Crockett. Brings a new fresh set of downs. 3-4-step drop. He's trying to go long, and he gets tackled, sacked at the 45-yard line. Brutal loss there for Carmine Garcia and the Skyline offense. They were trying to go to the air like Hayden was suggesting earlier. Didn't find a man open. Hillcrest came in hot, sacked him, and pushed back all the way. Well, they'll mark him at the 43-yard line. Bring it up second and about 20.
Yeah, it's
in Hillcrest territory.
Yeah, a big about 10-yard loss. Sack was made by number 13, Connor Meekum, the senior. Blitzed off the edge. Was able to get pressure before any of those passing routes developed.
Garcia shotgun, 3-step drop, trying to throw again over the middle, and that pass has fallen incomplete, and that's going to be got there too early. Pass interference, number 23, Braxton Battleson, having a great game as the running back, but got there a little bit too early as the safety, and that's going to be pass interference called against Hillcrest.
Yeah, I mean, that was a close call.
Very close, another one.
I thought he was there. I thought he timed it just about right. But, this is, I think, the first penalty that's gone Skyline's way, so I think they'll take it. They'll take it any way they can get it.
And this drive, a lot of positive things so far this drive, including penalties against Hillcrest and not Skyline, something that Skyline is very happy to see. Been watching a little more Big 12 football these days.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. Some games, the refs let them play. A lot of hand fighting. And other games, they call them really close. Never can tell. Carmine Garcia in the shotgun hands it off to Morel. Morel tries to get outside, but no blocking there to the outside. He's mad almost immediately as he tried to kick it past that C gap, trying to bounce past the C gap. Nothing going there on that right side.
Yeah, he ran into his blocker, Taylor DeMott, who actually had a pretty good seal block, was kind of pushing his guy to the outside. And I think there was a cutback lane open there for Morel. Just, unfortunately, he went right when he should have gone left and tried to bounce to the outside and ran right into one of his blockers.
Morel, only a sophomore, has had a great season, but might be something he can learn in the offseason. Not much there for him to learn as he's been doing so well. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. He's going to try to run up the middle, but really nothing going there. They tried to do some misdirection.
Yep.
Bringing in Zion Crockett off the motion from right to left. He fakes it, keeps it, and he'll gain a couple there off the forward progress.
Yeah.
But 4th and 4 on the 26. Go ahead, or the 28. Go ahead, Hayden.
Well, yeah, they tried to do kind of a read option. They brought Crockett in motion, did that kind of that jet sweep, and let Garcia kind of make the call. Do I hand this off to Crockett? Do I keep it? He kept it, and unfortunately there was a whole host of Knights there. Wasn't able to pick up much.
So 4th and 4 they got to go for as they're down 3 touchdowns. And they're going to go to the air as he rolls to his right. A lot of hand fighting, but incomplete. No flag. I don't even think Zion Crockett knew the ball was thrown, frankly, as there was hand fighting back and forth. Ball was thrown. Crockett wasn't even looking up for the ball. And Hillcrest Knights, another great defensive performance there on that drive, and they'll take over with 2:36 to play in this second quarter.
Yeah, Garcia kind of threw that ball a little inside. They ran that fade route to the corner of the end zone. And I think if Garcia throws that ball just a little bit more outside, there maybe was an opportunity to get a PI call or something there. But threw it a little inside, and Crockett wasn't really aware of where the ball was going and wasn't able to try and make a play on it.
Peyton King in the shotgun has got 2 receivers on the far side, close to their near hash. He throws, it's going to be too high, falls incomplete. Pass intended for number 5, Taysom Pinniger. Bring up 2nd and 10 on their own 28-yard line. Man, if you're a Skyline fan, you'd love to get an interception here as you'd have great field position and try to punch one in before the half as there's 2:33 to play. If you're Hillcrest, you just keep this ball, run it, get a couple first downs and go into halftime, maybe even get a score, but go into halftime secure in your lead. Low snap. He's going to take up the middle, but he's going to be sacked. Tries to almost avoids the tackler, but nothing doing. That was number 15 on the tackle. Great read from Dom Lopez, the junior defensive lineman. 5'11", 195. Lopez came in and wrapped him up, did not let him go.
Hillcrest getting quick on the ball here.
Little tempo. Peyton King in the shotgun. 2 receivers on the far side. Again, they're close to our near hash, going right to left, north to south. This would be a huge stop here for Skyline. 3rd and 12. Takes the snap. He's going to throw. He rolls to the far side. He's going to run it himself. He's got a blocker. Nice block there. And he's finally tackled. Does he get the first down? Looks like he's going to be just short of the line to gain. Man, that is so dangerous. Peyton King can take that ball and take off running, and then he has a blocker.
Yeah. It's tough when you got a quarterback that's got legs like that. 3rd and long, you play softer coverage. You're just trying to keep the offensive player in front of you, and that allows Peyton King to make some good plays with his feet.
4th and 2. They're going for it on their own 37, 36-yard line. Peyton King looks to the sideline. He's got a running back to his left hip. And they're going to call timeout before the play clock expires. And we'll take a timeout as well and recognize some sponsors.
Yeah, Franklin Building Supply is a proud supporter of local student athletes, and all of the building professionals of Eastern Idaho. Their friendly and knowledgeable team is ready to help make your project a success from start to finish. Franklin Building Supply in Pocatello. Worth the trip.
And don't forget, as we have 58 seconds to go in this opening half, our halftime show brought to you by Idaho Launch. Idaho Launch, support in every direction. Remember, seniors, choose your education or training path, and Idaho Launch helps pay for it. Our halftime show sponsored by Idaho Launch. Support in every direction. We'll give you scores. We'll give you a breakdown of what's happened in this game. And like I said, bring you scores from throughout the state as we are from 1A D2 to 5A. We have semis going on, but another timeout called, this time from Skyline. That's Skyline's final timeout of the half. Of course, you can't take them with you, Hayden, so why not call that timeout when it's 4th and 2? This could be a big stop, especially if they could get the ball back and maybe punch one in before the half. So
yeah,
good coaching here from Skyline.
Ball back with a short field. I mean, you'd have just under a minute, but if you get the ball back on a short field, you've definitely got the playmakers in order to score here quickly. And it would be a huge boost because Hillcrest does get the ball back to start the second half. So if Skyline can get a stop here, try and kind of stop the bleeding and maybe even throw some points on the board quickly, it would be huge considering Hillcrest will get the ball back second half.
So here we go, 4th and 2 with 58 seconds to go. Officials having a little conversation before we let the ball go live. Whistle is blown, and here we go, 4th and 2. And it's going to be a punt at the end. He was almost lined up in a little bit of a pistol and ends up punting the ball, and it'll go down at about the 28-yard line. So Skyline will take over with 48 seconds to go on their own 28-yard line, down 28-7. And Hayden and I did agree, go to the air, get some passes going, get Zion Crockett over to Hamilton Woodruff. And they've tried, and frankly, Hillcrest has answered and been there every time. Yeah, Hillcrest had a PI called against them, but you're almost okay with that as Skyline can nail you on those passes, which then opens up Amani Morel to go for big gains. But on their last drive, Skyline tried to go to the air a few times, but fell short, and Hillcrest took over. But Skyline's defense did what they needed to do and got Skyline's offense back on the field. Carmine Garcia takes a snap. He had 3 wide, and nice pass to our near side, to about the 38-yard line. He's tackled, hit hard immediately, and they're going to call targeting on that, I believe. Helmet comes off. Isaac Davis of Hillcrest trying to make sure that Zion Crockett is okay.
Yeah, some good sportsmanship there from
Yeah,
Davis.
love to see that. But Zion Crockett hit hard, sandwiched. I'm amazed he made that catch. Makes the catch to our near side. It was almost a little 5 and out. And he's hit, helmet comes off. Make sure he's okay before he comes back in. But no.
They're picking up the flag here, I think.
Maybe they just were blowing their whistles. Maybe the flag was thrown. Flag is still here on the field. No, it is a personal foul.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him. Okay.
Okay, so it is a personal foul on Hillcrest, but no targeting, just a personal foul.
Yep.
Probably for a defenseless receiver.
Yep. Yeah, thankfully I don't think he hit Crockett in the helmet, which is good. So hopefully Crockett's going to be okay. I think just kind of hit him in the back, defenseless receiver, like you're saying. And so yeah, that's a big help there for Skyline.
So Skyline will take the penalty. And Carmine Garcia again in the empty backfield. Oh, he's got trips to the bottom of the screen. Throw to the outside, far side, and he gets outside. So nice just pitch and catch, no problem for Skyline. They get out of bounds and stop the clock. 38 seconds to go.
Yeah, great catch there and run by Landon Taft, number 10 for Skyline, and was able to get out of bounds, stop the clock, which, Skyline doesn't have any timeouts. So if they're going to try and move this ball into either field goal range or just scoring position into the red zone, they've got to start getting out of bounds or at least be thinking about that going forward.
Zion Crockett back in the game, so he's okay. Great to see that. Those are some of the dangerous plays to watch as these defensive receivers are sandwiched. 3 receivers at the bottom, 1 receiver at the top. Zion Crockett looking for the ball here. The pass is caught. Nice throw, nice catch by number 13 of Skyline, Kobe Klein. First time we've called his name. Nice throw there from Carmine Garcia, being patient. And they're going to do a little hurry-up offense as the clock is ticking. 28, 27, 26 to go. Carmine Garcia takes the snap, and he will spike the ball, stop that clock. Bringing up 2nd and 10 on, looks like the 17-yard line.
Great play there by Colby Klein. Like you mentioned, we've really only mentioned his name on special teams. Hasn't really been a factor offensively. But Garcia had a couple of receivers in the area and kind of just threw it in the neighborhood of those 2 receivers. And Klein, great heads-up play. The ball was a little inside of him, but ran inside, caught the ball, picked up a few extra yards even. And, Hillcrest is going to call a timeout, trying, I think, kind of get their defense settled before Skyline here tries to put some points on the board.
So Hillcrest calls their, I believe, 3rd and final timeout. Yep, 3rd and final timeout for Hillcrest. And they'll talk about this. And for those Isaac Davis BYU Hoops fans out there, Isaac Davis recently signed on Wednesday to BYU basketball to play on their basketball team. And Isaac Davis will be playing immediately next year. But, during the regular season, he hasn't played too much defensive end. Tonight, though,
playing
a ton of defensive end, and then, of course, comes in as a wide receiver, almost as a slot receiver. But Isaac Davis playing good ball tonight as a defensive end.
Well, and a quick shout out, he actually had the last punt too. So he's playing a little bit everywhere. And yeah, defensively, he's played awesome so far. He hasn't really necessarily made a bunch of tackles, but he has been drawing double teams. I watched him the last couple of plays, drawing a lot of double teams. He's a big body. You got to get a couple of guys on him in order to keep him out of the backfield.
So Davis punting, rushing, and receiving, doing it all. Carmine Garcia in the shotgun. They're going to try to do something here. He throws over the middle. No one is there. And their flag is going to be thrown. So it looked like Monty Morrell was trying to break free up the middle. And he couldn't get to where he needed to go, and they pull the flag there on the play. And the officials are talking about it. We'll see what the final call is.
Guessing maybe a little bit of hold there. Not 100% certain.
And yep, you're right. Hayden Lee doing work. Hayden Lee played football for Snake River High School. He knows a thing or two about high school sports.
Know a thing or two. I've seen a thing or two, Joel, right? Isn't that how the
doubt.
saying goes? But yeah, Amani Morrell was trying to break free kind of on a seam route over the middle. And Skyline, I think, not Skyline, Hillcrest, I think, made the right call there, holding him, because there was no help over the backside.
That was a touchdown for Monty Morrell.
Totally.
And during the pregame, we saw Monty Morrell catching some balls in the backfield, little kind of 5-6 yarders. So Monty Morrell has nice hands as well. Gonna have to watch for that. Skyline doing what we'd mentioned, trying to score quickly before the half. Their defense did their job. Offense trying to punch one in, lined up on about the 8-yard line. 1st and goal on the 8. Carmine Garcia, empty backfield, 2 receivers on both sides, 3-step drop, throws in the middle, pass, caught, touchdown, Skyline! What an answer from the Skyline Grizzly offense.
Huge play there. I believe the receiver there was Taylor DeMott, number 11. Hard to confirm that from up here. There was a whole bunch of bodies down there on the field.
It was a
great play call.
Yeah, great play call. Something just right in the middle, almost like a 4-and-in. Little slant into the middle. Also dangerous if you're a defenseless receiver. but made the catch. Touchdown Skyline, extra point pending. Looks like they're going for 2, though. It's going to be a run. Quarterback keeper himself. Flag on the play. Carmine Garcia took it himself. They'd call it good, but flag down. We'll see what the officials have in story here, Hayden.
A little direct snap wildcat to Amani Morrell, which I love that play call, but I think there might have been an illegal formation, maybe too many men on the line. Yeah. Or, well, they called a false start, actually, looks like. So, unfortunately, Skyline's going to have to walk it back here, and I would assume they're still probably going to go for 2.
So, Monty Morrell with the direct snap. Great call from Hayden. Thought it was Carmine Garcia. Should know. We all know how Monty Morrell runs. He has this very distinct way he runs. Fast, but he's a big dude. Love watching him run. They're going to go for the extra point here to get themselves within 2 touchdowns. Kicker awaits the snap. Snap is good. Kick is a nice hard one, and that is no good from the officials. Alex Dennert with the kick. Nailed it in terms of it was a hard kick, but too far to the side. No good. But Skyline's strikes did what they needed to do, bringing us to 28-13. Still down by a couple touchdowns, but they scored with very little time left. 14 seconds to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, it was a great drive there, honestly, for the Grizzlies. Obviously, you wish you could cap it off with the extra point there, but great play calls all around. They scored with just about 48 seconds on the clock, and there's actually still time remaining, all things considered. So they actually scored pretty quickly, and they cut it to a 2-score game. They're going to have to go for 2 at some point to truly make it a 2-score game. But they're going to be feeling a lot better going into the locker room, only down a couple of scores.
And you can work with that, being down a couple scores. When you're down 3, 4, that's tough to come back from, especially against such a good team as this Hillcrest Knights team has been tonight and all season. But when you're down a couple scores, definitely manageable. 28-13, Hillcrest leads Skyline. 14 seconds. The kick from left to right. Little pooch kick, trying to keep them from having a dangerous return, and it's called a fair catch at the 25-yard line, at Hillcrest's own 25-yard line. Again, the kick was from left to right, and now Hillcrest will take over with 12 seconds to go. Curious what they decide to do here, whether to kneel the ball or try to go for maybe a shot downfield, Hayden, to answer that great Skyline drive.
Yeah, it looks like they're probably just going to kneel it here, but they do have the ability, as we know from the regular season matchup between these two teams, they do have the ability to go deep. Hillcrest beat Skyline earlier in the year on a 55-yard Hail Mary. But, yeah, it looks like they're going to be satisfied here to go into halftime with a 2-score lead.
Lined up in the victory formation. And, indeed, they will kneel this ball out, and they'll call that a half. Clock goes down, and we'll take a break. Hillcrest leading Skyline in this 4A semifinals matchup, 28-13. Skyline answers with just a few seconds to go. Great job from their offense. But so far, Hillcrest doing what they do best, scoring, taking clock, and leading ball games. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back for the Idaho Launch Halftime Show. You're listening to the 2023 Idaho High School Football Playoffs on IdahoSports.com.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
got it. All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
This is not what I asked for.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Give the gift of college savings this holiday season with Ideal, Idaho's 529 college savings program. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
I love it. Thank you.
College costs money.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. Thanks for being there when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs. Toyota. Let's go places.
I am Kevin, and I'm from Idaho Falls. It's important for the disabled to be vaccinated because of COVID. I chose to be vaccinated because I didn't want to be sick or in the hospital. Getting the vaccination, my experience was painless and worth it. It was a very wise choice.
Former regional champion back in training.
That's commitment.
Ow.
Oh, tough start. This is not as easy as it used to be, folks.
And she's off, obviously pushing through some pain.
Every muscle is begging her to stop. How's she doing this?
I'm not even sure she knows.
Look at her go. And stop.
Come on.
And go again.
It's literally the home stretch. Whoa.
She made it. Feel the elation.
What fuels that kind of fire?
Idaho Sports Nation, Ideal, Idaho's education savings program, is a proud partner of IdahoSports.com and an ideal way to save for college. Did you know it only takes $25 to start an Ideal 529 savings account and you get tax benefits? There is no better time than today to start saving for college expenses for you or for a loved one. Information and a full disclosure statement, including risks, terms, and conditions, can be found online. Please read carefully before investing. idsaves.org. Go save for college and go Idaho student athletes.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Dear Detour, you asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota trucks.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Folks, I've got good news and bad news. Bad news? You just took that selfie with poison ivy. Good news? Someone gets to use their coverage from Your Health Idaho. Quality coverage for as low as $0 a month.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Welcome to the Idaho Launch Halftime Show. Did you know current Idaho high school seniors are eligible for up to $8,000 in grant money? Apply today. Idaho Launch, support in every direction. We're here at halftime at Thunder Stadium here in Idaho Falls, home of Hillcrest at the Bonneville Bees, but tonight it's Hillcrest Knights home, and indeed it is the Hillcrest Knights home as they're leading 28-13 over the Skyline Grizzlies in this 4A Idaho High School football 4A semifinals matchup. Both teams coming in with nice, Hillcrest having a giant win streak, haven't lost all season. Skyline coming in with about a 5-game win streak. Of course, both teams have won their first 2 games, dominated their first 2 games of the playoffs. But Hillcrest so far dominated this game tonight.
Yeah, they played exceptionally well tonight, Joel. Just been really impressed with them, especially defensively. They've kind of just dared Skyline to throw the ball, especially over the top. They've loaded the box. They're aware that Carmine Garcia and Amani Morel can beat you with their feet, and so they've dared Skyline to go over the top. And finally, it seemed on that last drive, it was mostly Hillcrest the first half. They were up 28-7 up until about 40 seconds left, and Skyline marched down the field using some of those pass plays, marched down the field, and was able to put 6 points on the board and bring it to a 2-score game, which is going to be huge for the Grizzlies in the second half. But yeah, most of the first half, it's been just about all Hillcrest. First points actually on the board were scored by Skyline. It was a long pass play that ended up being fumbled, and Hamilton Woodruff scooped it up. It'll be a 55-yard touchdown, but really it was probably about a 40-yard pass that was fumbled, and he took it the last 15 yards or so. That was with about 7 minutes left in the first. And then with roughly 3 minutes left in the first, Peyton King from the Hillcrest Knights scored on a 1-yard run. They had a pretty good drive going, and unfortunately there were some big penalties from the Grizzlies that Hillcrest was able to take advantage of, got them to within, first and goal. And after a couple of run plays, Peyton King, quarterback for the Knights, was able to punch one in. And then with just about 3 minutes later, with 15 seconds left in the first quarter, Peyton King scored again, another QB keeper from about 6 yards out, and the 2-point conversion was good. So they led by 14-7 there in the first quarter. To start the second quarter with about 10 minutes left, Trayson Keller, dynamic running back for the Knights, got involved and scored from about 30 yards out. Again, it was a short field. Hillcrest, their special teams has played exceptionally well tonight as well, and had a short field. And on the first play of that drive from Skyline's 30-yard line, Hillcrest handed it off to Trayson Keller, and he scored. And then Tayson Pinniger from the Hillcrest Knights scored with about 5 minutes left in the second quarter, had a 50-yard bomb that he caught, and then the 2-point conversion was obviously good. And then we talked a little bit about Taylor DeMott's score for the Skyline Grizzlies with 14 seconds left in the half. So we're here. It's 28-13. Hillcrest is up. Skyline is kind of sputtered offensively a little bit, but seemed to have gotten something pretty good going for themselves towards the end of that first half there.
And of course, Hillcrest kicked in the first half, so Hillcrest will receive the ball in the second. So Skyline will need to do what their defense did towards the end of the first half, which was get a good stop and force some good field position for their offense, so they can get another one in before this game gets. It was out of hand maybe earlier with Skyline down 3 touchdowns, but Skyline defense did what they needed to do, got their offense the ball, and with 22nd-yard drive, able to get down and score, bringing the score to 28-13. Hillcrest will start the ball in the second half, but hopefully Skyline can get a stop and get another touchdown and keep this game close enough to maybe make another last-minute, force some more last-second heroics like we saw in the regular season game between these two teams. Of course, Hillcrest won off of a Hail Mary to Isaac Davis, who caught it above everyone and took off for the run, scoring as time expired, beating this Skyline defense by one. I believe it was 25-24 or so in that game. So Skyline would love to get this game closer so they can have a chance to win and continue on. Skyline, of course, we're trying to do the four-peat this year. They have won 3 state titles in a row in this 4A, have 9 titles to boot. Beyond those, Hillcrest undefeated this year, trying to get their first title in a while. And we'll see what we get in the second half. But that's your scoring update for this game, for this 4A semifinals match between the Hillcrest Knights and the Skyline Grizzlies. We'll give you some scores from around the league. What do we got, Hayden, from some of these 4A games? I believe we saw Bishop Kelly taking it to the Pocatello Thunder. Thunder only scoring a field goal so far in that game.
Yeah, so we're looking here at the Friday night flash. which is on the home. You can find on the homepage of IdahoSports.com if you want to check in on scores coming from around the state. Yeah, the other 4A semifinal. So the winner of this game, Hillcrest or Skyline, will face the winner of Bishop Kelly and Pocatello. And in the third quarter, Bishop Kelly is up 21-3. They are the other undefeated team in 4A. Hillcrest being the one seed going into the playoffs. Bishop Kelly, the 2 seed, is undefeated as well. And yeah, they're up big on the Pocatello Thunder, 21-3. We only have one update in the 5A ranks right now. Coeur d'Alene is up 7-0 on Eagle at halftime. We won't have an update on Highland versus Meridian because that game got a late start, started about 15 minutes ago, so we're hoping to have an update from them probably within the next hour or so. In 3A, the only 3A game today, the only 3A semifinal game, Sugar Salem versus Weiser. That game is already gone final. Sugar Salem won 25-7 over Weiser, so the undefeated Diggers are headed back to the state championship game, looking to, I think, win their 4th in 5 years. Should be pretty incredible. They actually, Weiser was the one team that kept them from, going for their 5th title a couple of years ago. Weiser beat them on a game-winning 2-point conversion. So he stunned Digger Nation. And, yeah, the Diggers are looking to get back into the state championship game and go for their 4th in 5 years. And that's kind of your updates for the 5A, 4A, and 3A ranks. Some big games going on across the state. We can take a look at maybe what some other teams are doing when we have some updates on those as well.
Yeah, looking at, I believe it's 2A. Let me just confirm that really quickly. Out there in internet land, looking at the 2A brackets to make sure I got this. I did. So at 2A final, it's final for Westside. Westside beats North Fremont 22-8. Parker Moser, 161 total yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Westside will go to the championship game. Will face either Declo or Melba. Don't have that score for you quite yet. But Westside gets to the state championship by beating North Fremont 22-8. Skyline coming out of the tent, coming out of their locker room to get warmed up for this second half. About 1:24 until the second half starts. Any more scores before we take a break, Hayden?
Can do one more update here. I actually do have an update on the Declo-Melba game. Declo in the third quarter is up big on Melba, 30-13. If all goes according to plan for Declo, they're going to be heading back to the state championship game. They can hold off Melba, and it'll be Declo versus Westside in the 2A state championship next week. We have 1A Division I update, the only semifinal here for that division. Butte County is up huge on Logos, 60-26 in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
And then
that is an 8-man score.
Yeah.
60-26.
And 1A Division II, the only the only semifinal score we have for that division. Camas County is up big on Rockland, 24-12 at halftime. Rockland, I believe, is undefeated going into that game. So they're unfortunately down a couple of scores. They're looking to come back in the second half.
Those are some scores from around the state for these 2023 Idaho State playoffs for football from 5A to 1A D2. If we missed a score or you missed a score, go ahead and go to the Friday Night Flash on IdahoSports.com. Input a score. We'll get that put in for you, or check the scores that you may have missed. We're about to get started for the second half. This has been the Idaho Launch halftime show here at Thunder Stadium. Hillcrest Knights playing host to the Skyline Grizzlies. So thanks for watching the Idaho Launch halftime show. Did you know current Idaho high school seniors are eligible for up to $8,000 in grant money? Apply today. Idaho Launch, support in every direction. We'll be right back for the second half of Hillcrest Knights, Skyline Grizzlies, right after this.
We're Valley-wide Country Store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
This is not what I asked for.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Give the gift of college savings this holiday season with Ideal, Idaho's 529 college savings program. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
I love it. Thank you.
College costs money.
Welcome back to Thunder Stadium, home of the Hillcrest Knights. Hillcrest Knights playing host to the Skyline Grizzlies. We're getting set to start the second half of this match. Hillcrest Knights leading 28-13. Alex Zenner with the kickoff to the 30-yard line. Fair catch called, and he will take it to the fair catch will be at about the 31-yard line. Decent kick from Dennert. And Hillcrest Knights will start this second half. Of course, they kicked off in the first half, and they will start the second half up 28-13. Hillcrest Knights, if you're a fan of them, man, you'd love to have a nice long drive here, ending with a score, taking off a lot of clock, keeping the Skyline offense off the field, because what Skyline offense can do, they can score and score quick, as we saw at the end of the first quarter. If you're just joining us, Hillcrest Knights going right to left, north to south. Handoff to the right side. That's number 31 from Hillcrest. I should know the name of Trayson Keller. I'm sorry, Trayson Keller, as he's been having a really good night tonight. Won a couple touchdowns, one touchdown for sure from Trayson Keller, one touchdown for Trayson Keller, the other two from their quarterback.
Yeah, great tackle there by 28, Bennett Southwick of the Grizzlies. Thought Keller was going to break that tackle and bounce it for some more yards, but great play there.
Peyton King in the shotgun. He scored their two touchdowns for this team. It's going to be an option, and he's going to keep it himself. And he's going to get a couple yards and then some. Just about gets the first down.
Actually looks like they brought in a different quarterback there on that run play. It was number 18, Tyson Sweetwood.
Okay, excuse me, Tyson Sweetwood on the run.
Not sure exactly if Peyton King's hurt or if that's just someone they like to bring in on some of those heavier run plays. But, yeah, no Peyton King there.
So Tyson Sweetwood with the Wildcat takes the ball himself, fakes the option, and we have a Skyline Grizzly down at about the 40-yard line on the tackle. We'll wait to see how he's doing. Hillcrest Knights in the all-black uniform tonight. Numbers in white, numbers are kind of red outline. Really cool uniforms for the Hillcrest Knights. Skyline, of course, in their kind of blue and blue, those light blue jersey and the dark blue helmets with the light blue lettering. Great color scheme. And looks like that's number 33 for Skyline, who went a little shaken up on the play. Riker Morgan, the linebacker, and he comes off on his own. The senior, hopefully Riker Morgan's okay. So 3rd and 2 on Hillcrest's own 40-yard line. Under center, hands it off. And he's going to be dropped short. No first down on the 3rd and 2. And they're going to lose the yard, but it's a fumble. Skyline recovers the fumble with great field position to start.
Yeah, and I believe it was recovered by number 15 of the Grizzlies. He's on their Skyline's turnover throne. He's got the turnover chain on.
Dom Lopez with the chain and standing on the throne. Recovers the fumble.
What a play.
So Hillcrest starts the second half off a couple of runs and fumbles the ball, giving Skyline Grizzlies great field position on Hillcrest 40-yard line. Zion Crockett runs to about the B gap, trying to push that pile. We'll get a couple yards, 3 yards specifically, bringing up 2nd and 7 on the 37-yard line.
Yeah.
Nice run there from Zion Crockett. Hayden.
Yeah, I was going to say about their best run between the tackles tonight. They haven't really been able to get anything going with Amani Morrell or Crockett in between the tackles. All of their longer run plays have come from the outside. But yeah, great play there, great blocking from up front. Give them a second and manageable here.
Now Skyline moving left to right, south to north. Carmine Garcia in the shotgun. He's got Amani Morrell on his left hip. Puts a man in motion from left to right. It's going to be a quarterback keeper himself. He's got some blockers. He gets to the outside, breaks a couple tackles. He goes back inside to the middle of the field, and he's tackled after a gain of about 4 yards. 5 yards, excuse me.
Trying to extend the play there a couple of times. I feel like he could have probably got an extra yard or two if he would have just kind of kept running.
Kept going to the outside.
Kept going to the outside and kept running north and south. But unfortunately, he tried to bounce it a couple of times, then bounce it back inside, and he's still a good gain, still a 5-yard gain, going to be 3rd and short here. But, yeah, I mean, that's something that has been missed in the first half. Garcia and Morrell and Crockett haven't really been able to get anything going between the tackles. So a great play call there from the Grizzlies.
So 3rd and 2 on the 32-yard line. A lot of blockers, a nice big line there for Carmine Garcia's empty backfield. Motions the man left to right. He's going to take it himself to the right side, trying to find a hole, can't find it. But who is it but number 31 for Hillcrest breaks through that giant line. Trayson Keller having himself a night and drops him for a loss, bringing up 4th. I guess he got back to the line of 4th and 4, loss of 2 on the 34-yard line. So decision time here for Skyline. They got the ball back off the fumble committed by Hillcrest. Would love to get a first down here and keep marching this ball to keep this game manageable for them.
Yeah, something to be aware of. Trayson Keller, obviously playing both ways. He actually leads the team in tackles for loss, and that was a huge tackle for loss there for the Knights.
Going for it on 4th and 4 on the 34-yard line. Carmine Garcia is going to be a play action, throws, falls incomplete, too short. Pass intended for number 16 of Skyline, not Cooper Thomas. Maybe Aaron Ojeda.
Yeah, just a little underthrown there from Garcia. I think he had an open receiver, ran kind of a deep out route, about a 10, 12-yard out route, and unfortunately just underthrew the ball a little bit.
Player was open, as Hayden said. The corner was beyond his man, so as he came back to the ball, he was open, but too short, and the drive after fumble falls short. Hillcrest now takes over. It's a fake run, throw to the outside. A tight end play for number 10, Ben Morris. Great catch and run for Ben Morris. Great yards after catch. About a 15-yard gain for Ben Morris. First down, Hillcrest.
Yeah, great play call. Ben Morris lined up on the left, playing tight end, lined up on the left side of the Hillcrest offense. They faked run to that side, and then they ran an out route back to the right.
Hillcrest in the shotgun. 2 receivers at the bottom in the middle of the field. And he takes it. I'm trying to get who. That's number 18 for Hillcrest. That's Tyson Sweetwood, who's now playing quarterback.
Yep.
The 6'4", 170 sophomore for Hillcrest is now in. So no Peyton King in the second half so far, Hayden.
Which you know, the offense hasn't really stalled so far, so it's working out okay for them right now. But yeah, no Peyton King, which could be a worry for Hillcrest as the game progresses.
Tyson Sweetwood in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 receiver at the top. Hands it off. And that's number 31, really going nowhere, Trayson Keller. So a run from Trayson Keller really goes nowhere. Bringing up 3rd and 6 on Skyline's 43-yard line. So huge 3rd down here for the Skyline defense. We'll see what Tyson Sweetwood, the new quarterback, can do here. Low snap, a 2-step drop, throws over the middle. That's pass caught. No problem there for number 6, Sheldon Nelson. Nice throw up the middle from Tyson Sweetwood. 1st down, Hillcrest.
Yeah, what a ball thrown from the quarterback there, the sophomore quarterback coming in for Peyton King. You would think Hillcrest would be satisfied to just kind of stick with their run game. They've
kind of run it.
They've ran it so well behind that big offensive line, but great throw and catch there for the Knights.
So Tyson Sweetwood, nice throw over the middle to Sheldon Nelson, gives him 1st down at Skyline's 25-yard line. Sweetwood, another low snap. He hands it off to Keller. Keller gets through the middle for a couple yards. Bring up 2nd and about 8 on the 20-yard line. 6 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. So Skyline gets the ball off a fumble, but are not able to score off that turnover. End up turning it over on downs on the short throw. An incomplete short throw. And Tyson Sweetwood commanding this offense now as they drive in the middle of this 3rd quarter. Takes the snap. It's going to be an option. He does option to the outside. That's number 24. Gets to the outside, breaks a tackle, finally tackle out of bounds. Nice run there from Titan Larson, the junior running back.
Yeah, he's their big kind of power running back, so you wouldn't expect to run that speed option like that with him. But he's also got some turn on the afterburner speed. Got around the corner, broke a tackle that would have been, for probably no gain.
And if you get enough blocking early on, then your big guy can turn on those afterburners and get moving. And he ended up trucking a few guys, broke a couple tackles for extra yardage. 1st and goal on the 6-yard line. In red zone. Under center, hands it off. A gap up the middle. 5-yard gain. 2nd and goal. Titan Larson once again, Hayden.
Yeah, they're gonna keep giving him the ball. He's ran really well tonight on the, he's just got a handful of carries. Looks like they're going to motion him out, and they're going to bring Trayson Keller back in, who's had an awesome night. He's kind of carried the bulk of the load offensively for the Knights, other than Peyton King. But as we mentioned earlier, Peyton King's not in. And Hillcrest is marching down the field yet again.
One name we haven't called a lot tonight is Jace Judy. Would be interested to see if he does something here. And it's going to be a throw. Touchdown, Hillcrest. Off the play action, throws it back of the end zone. Kind of far middle, back of the end zone. No problem, wide open. 6 points for Hillcrest.
Yeah, again, great play call. It seems like anytime there's play action, the ball's probably going to number 10 for Hillcrest, Ben Morris. They lined up in kind of that power I formation, faked the run play, and he kind of curled across the formation, was open back of the end zone.
And you see that play all the time, pro, college, kind of play action, and that guy who's lined up ends up running through the middle. Kick is up. Kick is good. 35 for Hillcrest, Skyline 13. So as Skyline was maybe trying to do something after that fumble, Hillcrest says, no way, we're going to keep stopping and scoring. That's exactly what they did. Hillcrest scores 35-13, and we'll take a quick break, recognize some sponsors.
Tonight's game is proudly brought to you by Franklin Building Supply. Franklin Building Supply is a proud supporter of local athletes, local student athletes, and all of the building professionals of Eastern Idaho. Their friendly and knowledgeable team is ready to help make your project a success from start to finish. Franklin Building Supply in Pocatello, worth the trip. Only about an hour down the road for those of you here in Idaho Falls.
So Ben Morris, big tight end, nice touchdown, about 5-yard touchdown catch from that dude. Brings the score to 35-13. Tyson Sweetwood comes in. We're not sure if Peyton King is injured or they wanted to look at, do some different looks. I don't think they would bring him in just to try to do some different looks. He's got to be banged up a little bit for a semifinal matchup as important as this one is, especially against a tough team that's the Skyline Grizzlies is. So Tyson Sweetwood, after that fumble, don't remember if it was him or somebody else, but that first drive stalled in the second half. But after that, Tyson Sweetwood commands this team no problem, and they get him for 6. Kick is underway, bounced about the 20-yard line, recovered at about the 20. And number 13 bounces outside to the far side. He's going to be met by a couple tacklers and tackled out of bounds. Nice run there from number 13 of Skyline, Kobe Klein, the 5'9 senior.
Yeah, it's been a little quiet for him on the offensive side of the ball, but he's continued to make a difference on special teams for Skyline. They haven't really been able to capitalize for him, but just about all of his returns have been for 15 yards plus, and that was a big return there. Skyline's going to have some good field position on like their own 47, 48-yard line. They've got to put some points on the board quickly here. Down, 3-4 scores.
Yep, a quick strike here would be great.
Excuse me.
As Hillcrest has about 8 guys in the box, no one long. It's a high snap. It's going to be a direct run there for Carmine Garcia, but he's going to go nowhere. Tackled for a loss. This Hillcrest defense showing everything against Skyline.
Great pressure there, number 40, Brock Hopkins. Great pressure, great tackle. They ran that QB carry, QB keeper, kind of a sweep to the right. And he was the linebacker and just kind of found a gap. I don't think he blitzed on the play, but found a gap between the offensive linemen and got downhill quickly and made a great play.
And Brock Hopkins leads the team in tackles and showing that right there. Carmine Garcia in the shotgun, empty backfield, trips left, to right. He goes long. That pass is up. Pass caught! What a catch and a flag. Number 6. My goodness, Amani Morel. That boy can run and he can catch. Amani Morel goes long. About a 30-yard throw and catch. Amani Morel had a guy draped on him and still came down with it, Hayden.
Great play there.
Wow.
Like you mentioned, he's done most of his work this year, which has been awesome. I mean, he's the leading rusher for the Grizzlies. He's done most of his work on the ground. But if you can get a guy like that, a playmaker like that involved in the passing game as well, man, it can be dangerous. And this would be a huge help to Skyline here. They could score. They're in the red zone. I think it's only been their 3rd trip to the red zone tonight, and they've put points on the board a couple of times. They've got to put points on the board here.
So 1st and 10 on the 24-yard line, 3:39 to go, moving left to right in Hillcrest territory on the boundary of the red zone. So the penalty was declined. 1st down, Skyline. Just a really nice catch from Monty Morel, flying down the near sideline, catches it with a guy draped on him, comes down with it. 1st 10 on the 24. With a clock rolling, if you're Skyline, you want to go now.
Yeah, they've got to score and score quickly. Hillcrest offensively has chewed up so much clock, you don't have time to waste.
Hillcrest really has owned the ball in this 3rd quarter, except for that quick drive that stalled after the fumble by Skyline. Carmine Garcia just dumps it to the near side. That's nice pitch and catch from number 6 of Skyline, Zion Amani Morel.
Amani
Excuse
Morel
me.
again, yeah.
So Amani Morel just kind of broke free there. It was kind of a broken play. Carmine Garcia finds his guy, and Amani Morel gets some nice yards after catch. Now they're in the red zone, 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Skyline.
1st and the long goal. It's not your favorite 1st and goal, but it
Definitely
is 1st and goal from the 10. And I'd expect a heavy dose of Amani Morel here in short yardage.
Monty Morel on the right hip of Carmine Garcia. Garcia motions the man left to right. That's Zion Crockett. Zion Crockett takes up the middle. Monty Morel is trying to lead block for him, and he'll get maybe a couple. 3 yards, okay. Bringing up second and goal, 2nd and 7, 2nd and goal for Skyline. 2:20 to play in this third quarter.
Who else to make a play for Hillcrest? He's made plays all over the field on both sides of the ball tonight, but Trayson Keller. Great tackle again for him. He leads the team in rushing touchdowns and also leads the team in tackles for loss. Great play there.
Garcia in the shotgun. Amani Morel to his left hip. He throws the outside. He's got a man wide open. Touchdown, Skyline. What a throw to Hamilton Woodruff. Hamilton Woodruff goes to the near side of the end zone. Wide open there. Broken coverage from Hillcrest. Really nice route there from Hamilton Woodruff.
Yeah, Hillcrest brought pressure. They bit on the play action fake, and Woodruff was wide open. Great pitch and catch there. Great throw by Garcia. And, just put the ball anywhere close to Woodruff. He's been, kind of quiet offensively tonight. Hasn't been able to get the ball much other than the fumble recovery.
The fumble recovery for a touchdown.
The fumble recovery for a touchdown, which wasn't even thrown to him, obviously. He's played pretty well tonight.
Extra point does nothing for you, so they go for 2 here. It's going to be a handoff, but it's going to be a handoff throw to Carmine Garcia. And he's going to be tackled before he caught it. No flag on the play. He did catch the ball, but Hillcrest they were tackling Carmine Garcia before he caught it. He was short of the end zone, so 2-point conversion fails. Skyline stays at 19. Interesting no call there from the referees, but we will keep it at 35-19. Skyline does strike, and they struck fast. Not stroke fast, struck fast, as we mentioned they needed to, as the clock continues to wind down. 1:55 to go in the third quarter. Hillcrest 35, Skyline 19. Earlier we had our Idaho Launch halftime show. I want to remind you, especially you Idaho seniors, Idaho Launch is a new grant program that provides students a one-time opportunity to have 80% of the tuition and fees at an eligible institution covered, up to a maximum amount of $8,000. $8,000, Idaho seniors. With approximately $70 million available for Idaho Launch funding, it is possible for this program to offer between 9,000 and 10,000 awards per year. Idaho Launch, support in every direction. And remember, Idaho seniors, choose your education or training path, and Idaho Launch helps pay for it. Skyline Grizzlies. They're going to do an onside kick right up the middle. The ball is open, and they receive it. The kicker gets in his own ball, and he's going to be thrown down, tackle. What a play from the Skyline Grizzlies kicker. That's number 10. Excuse me, not the kicker, but that was Landon Taft, I believe, on the recovered onside kick.
I think it might have actually been zero. Corbin Lancaster.
0. Thank you. Corbin Lancaster.
Great.
There was no 1 there on his jersey. Onside kick right up the middle, bounces off a number of players, and as he's running, Corbin Lancaster recovers the ball.
Huge play. Huge play for the Grizzlies.
First down Grizzlies on the 40-yard line.
And again, some of their best field position of the night. Most of their possessions have been started on their own side of the field. They're going to be on Hillcrest on the Hillcrest 40. Great field position. They've got some momentum here. They had a great drive previously. If they could put some points on the board here, the only thing you got to think about is because of the failed extra points and 2-point conversions, they've got to go for 2 here on out.
No doubt. Carmine Garcia in the shotgun. He's got dual receivers on both sides. Amani Morel on his right hip. Motions the man right to left. It's going to be a throw. It's going to be a long throw. He's got a man open. Can he hit him? He can. It's caught on the 5-yard line. Skyline Grizzlies doing work at the end of this third quarter. 1:13 to play. First down, Skyline. That was to number 11. Who else but Taylor DeMott for Skyline?
He's had one heck of a night. He caught a touchdown right at the end of the first half, and that's a huge play. Puts Skyline here knocking on the door with just about a minute left in the third.
Skyline after huddling, they go quick. Hand off to Amani Morrell. He tries to bounce outside, cuts into the center, in the middle, and he ends up getting a couple of yards, runs over his own man. But he pops up okay. That offensive lineman got knocked over by Amani Morrell as Amani was running. And Amani Morrell makes something really out of nothing, and a Hillcrest Knight player is down, took his helmet off, and not feeling too great there. Nice run there from Amani Morrell. So a quick game reset. 45 seconds to play in the third quarter. But before that, Hayden, what happened? Skyline scores quickly after Hillcrest scores. Skyline scores quickly. They don't get the 2-point conversion. 2-point conversion fails. Skyline goes for the onside kick. They get it. Again, the ball is bouncing in the air, and Corbin Landcraft just runs right through some Hillcrest players, catches the ball as it's bouncing in the air. And then a nice long pass to Taylor DeMott from Carmine Garcia. And then Amani Morrell gets us to 1st and goal on the 2-yard line. 2nd and 2 on the 2-yard line. Hand off to Amani Morrell. Amani Morrell, can he get in? Does he get in? No, he stopped short of the goal line. They do not give it to him. Thought he got in, but they're going to call him just shy of that white line.
Ooh, I think
interesting call there, Hayden.
I think that was a, yeah, I mean, it's tough to see from our angle, but man, I think that was a bad spot, unfortunately, from the referees as the clock winds down here at the end of the third.
So the end of the third, with the third comes to an end, 0-0-0 as the third quarter expires. 35-19. Skyline is leading, but Hillcrest is leading, but Skyline is knocking on the door, trying to keep this game close. We'll take a quick break and recognize some sponsors. Hayden.
Yeah, let's hear from a couple of our sponsors. Gateway Park in Idaho Falls is bringing the mountain to town this winter season. Gateway Parks is a new tubing hill in Idaho Falls, located right by Ryder Park on Sunnyside Road, across the street from Teton Volkswagen, for those of you here in Idaho Falls, close to the freeway. It snows every day at Gateway Park. Great for families, kids, youth groups. Everyone will have a fun time in Eastern Idaho's newest tubing adventure. Tonight is also brought to you by Archibald Insurance, formerly known as Alta Insurance, is a locally owned agency with locations in both Idaho Falls and Twin Falls. Alta's mission is to help our community by providing policies personalized to each consumer's needs. The community we work with and live in is our #1 priority. As such, we offer a wide range of insurance products and companies able to take care of our community's assets. Alta Insurance has recently merged with Archibald Levitt Insurance in Rexburg, the same great names with the same great service together. I don't know if that's Alta or Alta, but it's spelled A-L-T-A. A-L-T-A, Alta Insurance. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
We're going to call it Alta after the great ski resort down in Utah, right?
That's what I got. There we go.
But I do love the Alta.
Apologize to the good people over at Alta.
Here we go. So we have switched fields going north-south. Carmine Garcia in the shotgun. He's got Amani Morrell to his left hip. It's going to be a handoff. No, excuse me. He kept it himself. Great fake. Great R. A run option for Carmine and this Skyline Grizzlies offense. They fake the handoff, and Carmine Garcia pulls at the last minute, gets in for 6, and Grizzlies are back on the board, now down only 10 to this Hillcrest Knights team.
Yeah, great play call and great decision by Carmine Garcia. They've been keying on Amani Morrell all night. Decides to pull the handoff and take it himself and walked into the end zone untouched. Great decision, great play call and decision by the Grizzlies offense.
You get the 2-point conversion here, you're only down 8. And you could tie this game on another touchdown and 2-point and a completed 2-point conversion. Garcia in the shotgun. It's a fake handoff to Amani Morrell, and he tries to throw a slant to the middle, but that's incomplete. No flag on the play, and the 2-point conversion is failed. Pass intended for.
I think that was intended for Morrell.
Pass intended for number 5, Zion Crockett.
Zion Crockett.
Morrell was on the fake, kind of the play action play. So the 2-point conversion is failed, but not. But Skyline strikes, gets them to 25, only down 10 after being down 3 touchdowns. Skyline is knocking on the door. We'll see what their defense can do here. Of course, Hillcrest, their offense, unless Skyline can do another onside kick and recover. Hillcrest's offense, last time they had the ball, marched really well, commanded by Tyson Sweetwood, the quarterback. We'll see if he comes back out. No word on why Peyton King hasn't played in the second half. But Tyson Sweetwood did a great job on his second drive.
Yep.
First drive fell a little short. Likely wasn't his fault on the fumble, but did a great job on his second drive, leading his team and milking a ton of clock, taking a ton of clock, and scoring. We'll see what they can do on this one. But we'll see what special teams has as they are kicking right to left, north to south, as we see it, as you hear it from the 40-yard line. Boot to ball. It's going to be another onside kick. The ball is bouncing in the air, but it's recovered by number 1 of Hillcrest. Great recovery by Cam Brugman, the center, the cornerback wide receiver, the junior cornerback wide receiver, 6'2", 165. Nice play there from Cam Brugman to recover that ball and make sure Hillcrest doesn't turn that one over like they did on the previous onside kick.
Yeah, the Grizzlies now, even though they scored there and we're technically only down 16, because of the failed 2-point conversions and extra points earlier in the game, it's still a 2-possession game. So Hillcrest here, they march down and even just kick a field goal.
Should put the game out of reach.
Should put the game out of reach, unfortunately, here in the fourth.
Handoff up the middle. Going to get a couple yards there. Trayson Killer, I believe, on the carry. And again, number 18, Sweetwood, Ty Sweetwood, still out there commanding this offense. So 11:36 to play. Clock continues to roll. 35-25. Knights leading the Grizzlies in this 4A semifinals matchup. Whoever wins this game plays either Bishop Kelly Knights, or the Pocatello Thunder. Last we checked, at halftime, Bishop Kelly Knights up on the Pocatello Thunder. I believe it was 21-3.
Yep.
Sweetwood in the shotgun. It's going to be a quarterback take on his own to the far side. And he will be tackled. Does he get out of bounds? Couldn't tell. Does get out of bounds. Clock stops with 11:08 to play in this final quarter of action. Been a great game. We find ourselves now on the 50-yard line, close to the far hash, moving left to right, south to north.
Yeah, Sweetwood's played pretty well coming in for what we're assuming is an injured Peyton King. I don't know. You know, Peyton King's a senior for the Knights and has had an awesome season playing quarterback for them. And he seems to, you would assume it to be an injury, the reason why he's not been playing here in the second half. But Sweetwood's played great so far.
And Sheldon Nelson in the slot. Curious to see if they go to him. No, they go to on the ground. They keep it on the ground to number 34, Isaac Franson. First time we've called his name is junior Isaac Franson, 5'9", 160.
I believe that might have been 24, Titan Larson.
Oh, not Isaac Franson. I really wanted it to be Isaac Franson. We always love calling new names, right?
Of course.
Put some more guys out there. Yeah, good call on 24. Titan Larson has had some great carries and a touchdown tonight for Hillcrest. Sweetwood in the shotgun. He's got two receivers to the far side. Again, Titan Larson again. He gets to the far side, cuts in, trucks a guy, and he will get the first down. So Hillcrest doing what they want to do, run the ball, milk the clock, get first downs, and hopefully keep the ball out of the Grizzlies' offense hands.
Yeah, they've already chewed up 2 minutes here, and they only started on their own 40, roughly, and they're on the opposing 40. So they've gained 20 yards and taken up 2 minutes. So they're milking the clock here, just continuing to be satisfied with handing off the ball. And why wouldn't you? When you're getting 5, 6, 7 yards a carry, there's no reason to try and go to the air here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you like those averages, 3 to 5, 6 yards per carry. Quarterback takes the snap and takes it himself through that kind of A-B gap there. Tyson Sweetwood gets about 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, good tackle by number 28 from Skyline, Bennett Southwick. He's made some good plays for the Grizzly defense here tonight.
8:56 to play. Clock rolls. Clock not on Skyline's side. Hillcrest doing everything they can. They'll want to keep this clock rolling and maybe even get down to 1-0 before they snap the ball. Sweetwood's got dual receivers on both sides. Fakes the handoff. It's going to be play action. Rolls to his right side. Passes high, but it is Skyline saying incomplete. It is indeed incomplete. Bringing up 3rd and 7. Interesting time here for both Hillcrest and Skyline. 3rd and 7 on Skyline's 35-yard line.
Yeah, it was good coverage there from the defensive back. I believe that was number 2, Taylor. It's a good name, easy to remember. But, yeah, good coverage there. And going to be 3rd and long.
Here we go. Skyline needs a huge stop here. Sweetwood in the shotgun takes the snap. It's going to be an option. The option is completed. He's hit hard, and they hit 23 hard on 23 on the carry. Braxton Battleson. And Sweetwood hit hard on that play. Comes off a little ginger there, Hayden.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Corbin Lancaster, I believe, made the hit there. Number 0 for the Grizzlies. Huge hit.
And you can hear the Skyline fans on this side. We are sitting, if you're just joining us, we're sitting on the Skyline side looking east to west, and all the fans here went, ooh, off that hit. So they're going for it. 4th and 3 on the 32-yard line. 8:22 to play. 35-25 Knights lead the Grizzlies by 10 in this final quarter of action. Takes the snap in the shotgun. He's going to throw long. He's got a man open, but it's thrown behind him. And the ball's fallen incomplete. Skyline takes over on downs, down 10. It was a decent throw from 18 Tyson Sweetwood.
Trying to get to the leading pass catcher for
Jace Judy
for the Hillcrest Knights, and he was open, just underthrew it just ever so slightly. If he throws that ball with a little more air under it and a little deeper,
that might be game.
That's ball game, I believe. Jace Judy, I think, would have walked into the end zone untouched. But because he underthrew it, the coverage from the Knights, from the Grizzlies was able to catch up. And Grizzlies now get the ball back after the turnover on downs. They've got 8 minutes left.
8:16 to go. Got to score now. Carmine Garcia in the shotgun. He's got trips left. Single receiver right. Amani Morel on his left hip. Takes the snap. Rolls to his near side, far left side. He rolls back to the right side, looking for air, looking for room, trying to throw the ball away. Doesn't. He gets sacked for a huge loss. Great pursuit from the Hillcrest Knights defense.
Yeah, it's great tackle and pursuit, and just held on for dear life. But number 14 for the Knights, Otis Hussey, first time we've called his name tonight, had some great pressure on Garcia. And Garcia was trying to push the stiff arm away, and Hussey was able to hold on and bring him to the ground.
Armory Brown also on that play on the tackle. So 2nd and 18 on the 25-yard line. Skyline's got to score. 3 receivers at the bottom, 1 receiver at the top. Garcia takes the snap. Pass completed, and he's going to get about 9 yards there, maybe about 8 yards there on the kind of 8-and-out route. 7:15 to play. 2nd and they're going to give him, okay, so 2nd and 13 on the 30-yard line. Oh, excuse me, third down, 3rd and 13. 6:56 to play. Carmine Garcia, empty backfield, takes the snap. He gets pressured. He runs out of the pocket. He comes to the near side. Can he get to the first down? No, he is short. Gets to about they're going to spot him at the 38-yard line. So it's going to be 4th and about 3. With 6:34 to play, this could be the ball game.
Yeah, empty backfield, and Hillcrest only rushed 4 guys and was still able
to still got to him.
Still got some pressure, which is always good when, as a defense, you can get pressure with just 4 guys on the line. You're going to have a good night.
Garcia in the shotgun. He's got Amani Morel on his right hip. Trips right. Single left. He throws to the far side. He's got a man open. No problem. First down. He's hit hard. Hillcrest celebrating that he didn't get it, but he did get it. Forward progress is confirmed, is given. First down. Nice read there from Carmine Garcia on the out route. Great throw, great catch. First down, Skyline with 6:04 to play.
Yeah, great catch there by Zion Crockett. His route was just about perfect on what they needed. And it was close. The ref signaled. They didn't even bring the chain gang out to measure, but it was close. If he got the first down, looked like he might have got it by just maybe half a yard or so.
Skyline marching right to left. North-south. Garcia in the shotgun. He's got trips at the bottom. Trips left. Single receiver right. Amani Morel on his left hip. Takes the snap, rolls to our near side. Looking to throw across his body. Gets a nice block. Throws it high, long to the far side. Pass is completed to the 34-yard line. Hillcrest own 34-yard line. And Skyline is getting close to that red zone. 5:26 to play. Chains move. Players move. Skyline looking to strike quickly. Down 10.
Getting quick to the line here.
5:20 to play. Empty backfield. Garcia throws long to the far side. Another pass. It is completed. Touchdown, Skyline.
Amani Morel split him out to the right. He's normally their running back, obviously, and they split him out wide to the right. Ran just a fade route to the end zone, and it was a great throw by Garcia. Garcia's kind of struggled at times tonight, had some underthrown balls, some overthrown balls. That was a perfect throw and a great catch by Amani Morel.
One of the best throws I've seen Carmine Garcia make all season. It had to be perfect. Amani Morel had a man right on him, threw that ball right into Amani Morel's hands. Amani Morel comes down with it, touchdown. 35-31, extra point pending. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. He pushed it to the right side, and Skyline continues to be down too many. 35-31. The score remains.
Yeah, they've got to, you know, they're trying to score touchdowns here. That extra point would have cut it to a game where they could have just gotten a field goal. But, you know, Skyline has really struggled tonight on these extra points and the two-point conversions. I think they've only gotten one two-point conversion. Everything else has either been missed PATs or missed two-point conversions.
Two missed PATs for sure.
Two missed PATs for
a
sure.
number of missed two-point conversions. That could be the difference. Special teams could be the difference tonight.
Huge.
We've talked about field position. Of course, we just mentioned the missed extra points. May be the difference. We had some penalties early on, but since then it's been mostly clean football by both sides. But the difference has been special teams. Of course, Skyline's special teams forced an onside kick and recovered the ball. And that could be the difference if Skyline can pull this one out. But Skyline still finds themselves down a bit too many, down 4 points, 35-31, with 5:14 to play in this closing quarter of action. Hopefully this game goes all night because this has been a treat. Hopefully you all have been enjoying this one.
I think it's good to mention the big pass play that set up the fade route for Amani Morel went to number 13, Colby Klein.
Squib kick to the 20-yard line, and they come down with it. That's number 6 of Hillcrest. He just got that ball and went straight down to Sheldon Nelson. And some extracurricular after that play, but no call there. And here comes the Skyline Grizzlies defense. Hillcrest Knights offense just needs to get a couple first downs, maybe even a score here to put this game away. Skyline would love to get a stop here.
Both teams still have all their timeouts. That's the one thing that could be helping the Grizzlies here is if, you know, even if the Hillcrest maybe gets one first down, they could still probably get the ball back with some decent amount of time if they use their timeouts correctly. It's going to be interesting to see what Hillcrest calls here.
It's going to be a a run from the quarterback through that B gap. Again, if you're just joining us, quarterback has been Tyson Sweetwood this entire second half. No Peyton King. Not sure, likely injury, but can't be confirmed. And Tyson Sweetwood has been doing just enough, if not a little bit extra, to lead this team in the second half. Been doing a great job, I would say, coming in his semifinals matchup. Yeah. Tyson Sweetwood, only a sophomore. So we've seen a number of lowerclassmen having great games tonight. Tyson Sweetwood in the shotgun. It's going to be a fake handoff. He throws it. It's going to be a screen pass to the far side. And nice yards after catch from number 17, Jace Judy. Haven't called his name enough tonight, I would say. But that one was a great catch and run from Jace Judy. Nice throw by Tyson Sweetwood.
Yeah, he's only had, I think, 3 or 4 catches at most. He's the leading pass catcher for the Knights this season. so you would like to see him a little bit more involved, but the catches he has had have been in big moments, and that was a huge first down for the Knights. Grizzlies are just satisfied with letting the clock run. There's about just under 4 minutes.
3:55 to play on the 42-yard line. Hillcrest on their own 42-yard line. In the shotgun, low snap, they hand it off. Nice run to the second level and then some. Great run there from number 31, Trayson Keller. Gets 8 yards on that first down run. And the clock continues to roll. About 3:30 to play in this fourth quarter. Skyline needs a stop here to get this ball back. A couple more first downs. Well, a couple more first downs and Hillcrest would essentially score. But Hillcrest would love to get at least a couple more to keep this game, a couple more first downs to keep this game out of reach, even get a score. 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 receiver at the top. On near side, far side, Tyson Sweetwood takes the ball himself. He gets a block, but a couple Skyline Grizzly defenders get through those blocks and tackle him, and he will not get the first down. Will bring up 3rd and short for Hillcrest. Oh, excuse me, they give him the first down, so they give him some forward progress.
Yeah.
And he gets the first down, gets him to the 48-yard line, crossing the 50, now in Skyline Grizzly territory, 2:46 and counting to play. I didn't see that forward progress, Hayden.
Yeah, I didn't either. I think that was a close call. Skyline here's got to be thinking about using some of their timeouts as the clock continues to tick down.
Skyline has all 3 of their timeouts. It's another run up the middle. Just some power running from the Hillcrest Knights. Right up the middle, and it's working. And they've done this throughout the season. They tire out their teams as they run and run and run and run. But we have a man player down from Hillcrest on the floor.
Looks like that's 72. Cole Maddox, one of the big offensive linemen for Hillcrest. And the offensive line,
one of their main guys.
Yeah, has played lights out tonight. I don't think they've had a running play, at least here in the second half, that's gotten less than 4 yards. They've ran the ball at will. Skyline calls a timeout, trying to keep some of that time left on the clock.
And let's take a quick break and to recognize the sponsor before we end this game.
Yeah, tonight is brought to you by Conan Heating and Air Conditioning. Conan Heating and Air Conditioning is your authorized Lennox premier dealer in Idaho Falls. Conan Heating and Air Conditioning has been providing superior HVAC service in the Idaho Falls area for over 64 years with highly qualified and experienced technicians. No job is too big or small. For all of your furnace repair needs in Idaho Falls, trust the job to Conan Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit them online for more information at www.conanheating.com.
Hillcrest in the shotgun, Tyson Sweetwood. He's got a man on his left hip. 2 receivers on the far side. They're right in the middle of the field between both hashes on the 44-yard line. And finally, there was an issue with the clock. Clock was rolling when it shouldn't have been. And they call it, Hillcrest calls a timeout. Not really sure what was happening there. So the clock is currently at 2:02. And while we get this situated, let's take another timeout with them and recognize a few more sponsors.
Tonight is also brought to you by All Things Automotive and Diesel Service. Since 1997, All Things Automotive and Diesel Service in Idaho Falls has been providing comprehensive auto repair services, including general services, car and truck care, engine and transmission, heating and cooling services, electrical services, and more. Their goal is to give you the best service available at affordable prices to get you back on the road in no time. Trust All Things Automotive and Diesel Service with your car, truck, or van. To learn more, call 208-523-3903 or online at allthingsautomotiveanddiesel.com.
So out of the timeout, clock is still at 2:02. And here we go. Tyson Sweetwood in the shotgun. He takes it himself. He takes it to the near side, tries to get to the outside, but Skyline meets him there at the line. He will not get the first. And will bring up 3rd and short on the 39-yard line.
Some interesting stuff going on here for those of you listening at home. Some interesting things going on with some clock management. Not quite sure exactly what's been going on with, seems like there's been the clock running after timeouts, and there's just been some interesting things going on here that unfortunately are just precious, precious seconds for the Skyline Grizzlies. They really need as much time as possible here to try and get a stop.
So they're going to measure it, bring out the chain gang. Measure, it's currently at about the 39, 38-yard line. They're going to see if they got the line to gain. With 1:39 to play, Hillcrest continues to lead 35-31. Skyline trying to get the ball back. Chain gain say it is short by a few inches. Maybe a foot.
Yeah.
Short by a foot measuring a size 9, a size 8. They're going to bring it back out to
get the spot right.
To get the spot right. That's right.
Be a timeout.
And a timeout from Skyline to kind of talk things over as we go into this 3rd and 1 on the 39-yard line. But of course, this is likely 4-down territory unless Hillcrest wants to kick it and just get it deep in Skyline's own territory. But I would assume Hillcrest would go for it.
Yeah.
And try to get that first on, especially when you're already at 3rd and 1. So if you're Skyline, you're on defense, do you pack the box or do you keep 1 or 2 guys on the outside and make sure that no one gets past you on the outside? I would think you pack the box here.
Yeah.
As Hillcrest will likely go right up one of those gaps.
If Hillcrest makes the all-world play call to try and throw a pass and go over the top somewhere,
which it works.
Which would work,
yeah.
But, good for them. But I think if you're the Grizzlies here, you just try and load the box and send everybody.
So we'll see what Hillcrest decides to do here on 3rd and 1 on Skyline's 39-yard line. Hillcrest moving left to right, south to north, as we watch from the east side on the visitor side. 1:53 to play. Sweetwood in the shotgun. He's got single receivers on both sides. He hands off and they go left side, and he gets sprung free to that left far side. Breaks a couple of tackles, get to the outside. 10-5, touchdown, Hillcrest.
What a play from Trayson Keller. But I think it might be coming back, which would just be devastating for Hillcrest.
And indeed it is. We will take those points off the board. I mean, the way he sprung free, it seemed like there had maybe a hold or a block in the back. Skyline hasn't really let those big plays, those big run plays, home run plays on the ground happen all night. And when he got outside like that, when he bounced from inside out, when such a big hole, it seemed like a penalty sprung him free, and indeed it did. So with 1:44 to play, touchdown is negated. And we're waiting for the officials to confirm the spot where the ball is going to be placed.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's from the spot of the foul, so it wouldn't necessarily be, it's not going to be 3rd and long.
Okay, so it's still first and 10, but no touchdown.
Yeah, it's going to be 1st and, it's hard to see. The refs are still kind of deliberating. Skyline there, though, again, we were talking a little bit about some of kind of the weirdness with the clock. We weren't sure really what was going on with the clock. There was actually some time put back on the clock.
Right.
Thankfully, in the favor for Grizzly Nation if you're at home.
Well, that clock was running when it shouldn't have been running. So glad they got that right.
So there was 1:53 with 2 timeouts. It's now 1:44. And I'm not sure exactly where they're going to. Okay, yep, it is going to be a 1st down, I believe. But it won't be a touchdown.
No touchdown. That game was over there, but still opportunity for Skyline to get back. Go ahead, Hayden.
No, I'll just say with their timeouts, if they do hold them here on all 4 downs, they're probably going to get the ball back with sub 1 minute for sure.
Definitely.
It'll be interesting to see how much time is actually left if they can get a stop.
Hillcrest on the 33-yard line. Skyline's 33-yard line. 1st and 10. Hand off to our near side. He gets to the outside, but he's met by a bevy of Skyline tacklers and gets to the 30-yard line. So gain of about 3 there on the play. Timeout Skyline with 1:36 to play. Skyline will have one more timeout after this. Let's give you a quick recap of the second half. With 5 minutes to play in the third quarter, 5-yard catch from Ben Morris. Extra point was good. And then 1:55 to play in the third quarter, 7-yard catch from Hamilton Woodruff. Onside kick recovered by Corbin Lancaster. Amazing onside kick recovery. Wish we could have seen that on the camera. Hopefully you did on one of the other cameras broadcasting the game tonight. And then the fourth quarter, with about 5:11 to play, Amani Morrell, touchdown catch. One of the best throws I've seen, just right on in between 2 defenders. Amani Morrell catches the long touchdown, bringing our score to 35-31. Of course, Skyline tried to get the extra point. It was no good, and that's why they are down, continue to be down more than a field goal, 4-point deficit. Hillcrest trying to cling on to this 4-point lead. 2nd and 7 on the 30-yard line. Tyson Sweetwood, if you're just joining us, has been quarterbacking this team the entire second half, as Peyton King never came on the field in the third and fourth quarter. So Sweetwood looking around, waiting for the clock.
Yep, getting the clock set.
To get set with 1:37 to play. Here we go. Tyson Sweetwood in the shotgun. He's got single receivers on both sides. Tyson Sweetwood will take it himself to the far side. And he will get a couple yards and then some. Nice push there from Hillcrest's offensive line. And one more timeout called. The last timeout called. The last timeout they have called by the Skyline Grizzlies. And while they take a timeout, we'll recognize the Idaho Launch. Seniors, launch your career with up to $8,000 for education and training after high school. Visit nextsteps.idaho.gov/launch to apply for money for training and education after high school. Idaho Launch is a new grant program that provides students a one-time opportunity to have 80% of the tuition and fees at an eligible institution covered, up to a maximum amount of $8,000. With approximately 70, those M's are hard tonight.
It's a little cold out
with
there.
Approximately $70 million available for Idaho Launch funding. It is possible for this program to offer between 9,000 and 10,000 awards per year. Applications have opened. Head to nextsteps.idaho.gov/launch to learn more and apply today. Idaho Launch, support in every direction. We're thankful for Idaho Launch's support this season and during these playoffs especially. And what a great semifinals round match this has been. Hillcrest Skyline. Hillcrest clinging to a 4-point lead. Here they go. Tyson Sweetwood in the shotgun. Takes the ball himself to the far side. Gets a blocker, but he's stopped short, I believe, of the line to gain.
Wow.
Nice tackle there. Breaks through the blocker.
Great
and
tackle.
Gets there.
Great tackle, and I think he slipped again coming back to this hard, cold field. I think he actually slipped a little, and it's going to be fourth.
So here we go.
4th and short, 4th and maybe a couple of feet, maybe a yard at most. Clock's going to run down.
So 1 minute, 59, 58 clock runs, 4th and 1 on the 25-yard line. So Hillcrest, they'll just take as much time as they can here. Try to get this first down. Go ahead, Hayden.
I was going to say, yeah, probably take all the time down, probably call one of their last. They've got 2 timeouts left. Call a timeout. And then, yep, that's what they're going to do here. And either draw something up for the 4th down or, they're here. I don't know what they have for a field goal kicker, but if they could kick a field goal here, they'd actually go up a full touchdown. It would require the Skyline Grizzlies to get a touchdown and an extra point just to tie. I don't know if that's what they'll look at doing. I would suspect, as well as they've ran the ball in the second half, they're probably going to go for it here and try and put this game away.
Yeah, they've rarely been stopped stopped in the backfield on their runs. So I would expect to see Tyson Sweetwood, again, another kind of RB lead, halfback lead, and Sweetwood taking it to the edge and getting that first down. But we will see. Whistles are blown, and here we go. 42 seconds to go. Both teams, I thought Grizzlies had called their final timeout, but they still have one according to the scoreboard. 4th and 1. Sweetwood in the shotgun. Running back to his left hip. What will be the call? They try a hard count, try to get someone to jump. They do. There are calls all over the place. I believe that's a false start on Hillcrest. And it is a false start on Hillcrest. Wow, what a huge mistake by the Hillcrest offense. They were trying to get Skyline to jump, and they jumped themselves.
That's killer. Goes from 4th and 1 to now 4th and 6. I get that there's not a lot of time left, but man.
41 seconds to be specific on not a lot of time left. As Hayden said, 4th and 6. On close to the 30-yard line, Skyline's 30-yard line. Hillcrest continued to move left to right, but instead they moved backwards on that one as they tried to catch the Skyline defense, catch them off. Tyson Sweetwood in the shotgun looking back at the clock. 42 seconds, up 35-31, 4th and 6. It's going to be a throw, and that's going to be completed to number 5. First down, Hillcrest. What a play from Hillcrest. Tyson Pinniger, the clutch reception, and that should do it for this ball game.
What a play call from the Hillcrest Knights. 4th and 6. You would think they would have probably just ran the ball and be satisfied even if it's a turnover on downs.
And force Skyline's offense to march down the field.
But they said, hey, we're going to run a quick slant one-on-one, and what a catch.
Victory formation for Hillcrest. They do it. Skyline trying to do something there, but nothing going. Clock will roll down to 0 from 10, 9 plus, and Hillcrest punches their ticket to the 4A championship game. 35-31, Hillcrest Knights defeat the Skyline Grizzlies for the second time this season off of a quick slant play to Tyson Pinniger. Gutsy play call. Tyson Sweetwood, the sophomore quarterback, completes the quick slant, a 3 and slant. Gets the first down and ends the football game. The players line up to shake hands, show some sportsmanship. We'll be right back for the postgame show for this exciting, electric ball game. I know for Hillcrest, they love to want this game to end, but man, as commentator in this game, would love to keep this one going. Has been electric tonight, but we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back for some post-game show and the IdahoSports.com player of the game brought to you by the Idaho Transportation Department. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Welcome back to Thunder Stadium, where we had an amazing ending to this powerful 4A semifinals matchup. Skyline Grizzlies visit the Hillcrest Knights, and Hillcrest Knights do just enough to come away with the victory. 35-31 is your final score. Skyline was trying to do everything they could to get back in this game. They did get back in this game, and almost did enough to get a score, but it wasn't enough. Hillcrest Knights do just enough to win this matchup, 35-31. Second half recap right now. What do you got, Hayden?
So it was a wild second half, as we talked. Hillcrest was up 28-13 going into the second half, and they seemingly almost put it away with one score to start the second half. We had Tyson Sweetwood come in at quarterback, the sophomore, and played really well in the second half. Threw a touchdown to Ben Morris. It was a 5-yard touchdown pass. Went on a drive there, scored with 4 minutes left in the third. But then the rest of the second half was all Skyline, really. I mean, Skyline got the stops they needed, they got a fumble recovery and some other fourth down stops, and there was a score with 1:55 left in the third from Hamilton Woodruff for the Grizzlies. There was a score with 11:57 left in the fourth from Carmine Garcia, had a 4-yard touchdown run. And then with 5 minutes left in the fourth, there was about a 30-yard touchdown throw from Carmine Garcia to who else but Amani Morrell playing. He plays running back, but had a great catch on the outside, a little fade route into the end zone. And so they, Skyline brought this game. They were back in this ball game with 5 minutes left in the fourth. But unfortunately, what came back to bite them was the lack of extra points. They missed multiple extra points and 2-point conversions, and that really is the story of the game. They scored 5 touchdowns. They scored as many touchdowns as Hillcrest did. The game should be, in theory, 35-35. We might be going to overtime if that's the case. But unfortunately, Skyline couldn't put those extra points in or those 2-point conversions. And Hillcrest defense held strong enough there at the end and then got the 3 first downs they needed in order to put the game away.
Early in the game, we saw a few penalties committed by Skyline that gave Hillcrest nice field position, and Hillcrest was able to score off those penalties. But after those early penalties, the whole game cleaned up, and it was just a nice not so much back and forth, but a lot of Hillcrest, and then late in the third and then fourth, a lot of Skyline. But the difference the difference really in the first quarter, maybe first half penalties committed by Skyline, and then throughout the game, really in the second half, special teams missing those extra points, missing those 2-point conversions, ends up being the difference for Skyline. As Hayden said, but wanted to highlight some of those penalties that Skyline committed that giving Hillcrest early field position, good early field position that allowed them to score a couple quick touchdowns and go up three touchdowns. But what grit from the Skyline team. Coach Berger mentioned this is one of his favorite teams that he's coached because of the grit, because of how young some of these players are. Amani Morrell, only a sophomore, really playing great football this entire season. They lost 3 games, but since then, they've been on a 5-game win streak, really played well coming into this game. And this could have been anyone's game. It really was, except for a couple of those penalties early on, and then later after that, extra points and failed 2-point conversions. But again, Skyline's special teams also kept them in the game with that onside kick and some nice yards after kickoffs. Hillcrest doing plenty, and then just enough in that second half, especially on the back of Tyson Sweetwood. What a game Tyson Sweetwood had in this. I should say, what a second half Tyson Sweetwood had as he came in for Peyton King, who didn't play in the second half at all. Hillcrest showed why they are the number 1 seed and why they are undefeated. Hillcrest Knights, they don't go away. They continue to push and they continue to run. And then, oh, by the way, they have these quick throws that honestly come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
They haven't been throwing all game, and suddenly they have the confidence, they have the moxie on a fourth and short to do a quick slant play and bury the game. That's what Hillcrest has done this entire season, is bury teams and bury games with mostly run and then a quick random throws. They seem random to us, but random throws to solidify their victories. Hillcrest wins the game 35-31 over Skyline. Skyline's season is over. Hillcrest will continue. We didn't catch who won the Bishop Kelly Pocatello game. I'm assuming BK won. We got some help from some Skyline friends here. So BK won the game. So Hillcrest Knights will play the Bishop Kelly Knights in the 4A final for the 2023 4A State Football Championship. Should be a great game next week. Really excited to see. And we'll see if maybe Skyline Grizzlies won't be able to do their four-peat, but we'll see if East Idaho can continue to own the trophy here for 4A. That's everything except for the IdahoSports.com player of the game, brought to you by the Idaho Transportation Department. We had some back and forth here, Hayden. We weren't sure who we were going to give it to. We thought Peyton King had a really strong first half, but Tyson Sweetwood came in the second half. We also had a great playing from, we wanted to give a shout out to
Tayson
Pinniger, who had a great game. And also number 23, Braxton Baldelson, Titan Larson. Really great efforts from Trayson Keller. Awesome game on the ground from him. But finally, we decided to settle on two players for the player of the game. Who are they, Hayden?
The IdahoSports.com players of the game, we're going to give them to two people, like you mentioned. First half to the quarterback, Peyton King. He had 2 touchdown runs, had an awesome first half. We're not 100% certain why he didn't play in the second. I'm guessing there's probably maybe an injury or was a little banged up, and they're trying to make sure he's good to go for the state title game. And so the sophomore, number 18, Tyson Sweetwood, comes in, scores on their very first possession, throws a great touchdown pass to Ben Morris, leads his team down the field, and then did just enough. That was enough points. That was all the points they needed. Did just enough the rest of the game, chewing up clock, led his team, completed several great passes, and there at the end of the game on 4th and 6, Hillcrest dials up, when their run game has been so good, Hillcrest dials up a quick slant, and he hits Tayson Pinniger, a perfect throw there to end the game. So we're going to give it to the two quarterbacks for the Hillcrest Knights, Peyton King and Tyson Sweetwood.
So congratulations to Peyton King and Tyson Sweetwood, our IdahoSports.com players of the game, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department. We'll see you. We'll hear you. Well, I guess you'll hear us next week. We hope to have you next week for this 4A championship matchup, Hillcrest Knights against the Bishop Kelly Knights. Which Knight will rule the other? Which Knight will dominate, will command and conquer the other? We will find out next week. We hope you will join us for that game. For us here at Thunder Stadium, this has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2023 Idaho High School Football Playoffs, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department and Ideal, Idaho's college savings program. Additional coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Valley-Wide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, Your Health Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers. This broadcast was also made possible by the great support from these local businesses: Conan Heating and Air Conditioning, MVP Rentals, Ideal, Idaho College Savings Program, and Teton Auto Group. Also want to recognize and remember our great sponsors, Archibald Insurance, formerly known as Alta Insurance, Gateway Park. We talked about Conan Heating and Air Conditioning already. And then all things automotive and diesel service. And finally, Franklin Building Supply. Special thanks to Athletic Director Larry Stocking and everyone here at Thunder Stadium for their hospitality and help in getting this game broadcast to you. Congratulations again to our IdahoSports.com players of the game, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department, Tyson Sweetwood and Peyton King. Great game. Great games from both those quarterbacks. Thanks again for joining us as the Hillcrest Knights defeat the Skyline Grizzlies by a score of 35-31. For my broadcast partner,
Hayden Lee,
and everyone else behind the scenes here at IdahoSports.com, I'm Joel Richardson saying be excellent to each other. Good night, everybody.
Did you know Idaho high school seniors graduating next spring are eligible for up to $8,000 in grant money for career training and education through Idaho Launch? Funds can be used to cover the cost of apprenticeships, job training, community college, and university programs that lead to in-demand careers. Students choose their own path, and Idaho Launch helps pay for it. Funds are limited. Apply today at nextsteps.idaho.gov/launch. Idaho Launch. Support in every...
This is not what I asked for.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Give the gift of college savings this holiday season with Ideal, Idaho's 529 college savings program. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
I loved it. Thank you.
College costs money.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the